Before we proceed with the second part of today's ceremony, we would like to introduce the official mascot for Symbhav 2022. Meet Simba the Shikru, the Indian giant squirrel, which is the mascot for Symbhav 2022. It is a majestic creature with striking hues. The shikru is found in the states of Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh and is characterized by agility and strong survival skills. The squirrel is about 2 feet long, bigger than other squirrels, and has a long tail. One look at the animal is bound to speak for its embodiment of these qualities, which is the reason it has been recognized as Maharashtra's state animal. Unfortunately, humans are the leading threat to the species. The shikru finds a place in the IUCN Red List, with habitat destruction, deforestation, and hunting being the major causes of its rapid population decline. Recently, however, the script has been flipped and the numbers of squirrels has been increasing. It is our pleasure to introduce the shikru as the mascot for Symbhav 2022. Let us jointly raise awareness about this endangered animal and upturn 180 their current circumstances. We aim to celebrate the spirit of this fest by epitomizing the shikru skills. Can we please have a warm round of applause for our mascot?
Right, thank you. So next, I'm honored to be introducing our guest of honor, Mr. Rajesh Kumar, who is an honored alumnus of our college from the batch of 2006 to 2011. He is a copyright and media entertainment lawyer who works as the head of legal at Sanjay Leela Bhansali Films. He works on all complex issues emanating from the script to the screen. He started his career with a small firm called Lex Legal Advocates and Solicitors in 2011 and joined Sanjay Leela Bhansali in 2013, gradually being raised to the head of the legal department. He has worked on litigation related to films in his career, such as Ram Leela, Bajirao Mastani, Padmavat, and now Gangubai Kathiawadi. I would now invite sir on stage to receive his felicitation and say a few words. I would also like to invite our beloved director, Dr. Gurpur, to felicitate sir. Thank you so much. I shall request Director Ma'am to take her seat while sir says a few words.
Good afternoon to everyone. Respected Dr. Gurpur, faculty members, and all my dear friends. Firstly, thank you for having me here. I think I've taken 10 years to be able to come back to the law school, and I am very grateful to all of you all, and especially Dr. Gurpur, to give me an experience on this side of the dais, because all this while I've been the other side of the dais. Thank you for having me here. I don't know where to start from. Just to tell short about myself, I've come from a small village in Jammu. It was my desire of becoming a lawyer, and I chose Symbhav Law School over all of the law schools in country. I would say that it wasn't a cakewalk for me to be able to be inducted at such a prestigious college. I had great difficulty in securing an admission here, and I'm always grateful to college for amending all the rules and giving me an opportunity to study and make my dream career as a lawyer. I think it is because of Symbhav Law School that whatever I achieved in my life and whatever I am, I would say from a boy from village to be able to a lawyer in a metropolitan city, it wouldn't have been possible without the support and the guidance of Dr. Gurpur, faculty members, and my friends during my study in the law school. I'm told to speak a little bit about films and what sort of work that we do. I think before I could deal with my professional career, I must talk about certain things that we always hear Dr. S. B. Majumdar saying that his vision of imparting quality education to students without any discrimination, I feel that I am the true beneficiary of it. I remember that, I had difficulty in securing admission. Thereafter, I had difficulty in paying my tuition fees. Thereafter, I had difficulty in studying law in par with other students. I would say that I've come a long way from understanding nothing to be able to work alongside the greatest mind in the countries. I would say that if I can reach up to this level, each one of you has a potential to do so, and you are no less than me. I still remember that I used to study a lot. I used to sit for another 16 or 17 hours in the library, but everything used to bounce over my head, be that law, be that history, be that sociology. I could never relate myself with the law until I passed out from the law school. Yes, academics is really necessary and important part and parcel of life, but what is important is how do you deal when you go out of the law school. I would start with giving, if you ask me the tips, I think I have no tips, but I can only tell you certain things. When you are in the first or the second year, don't feel that, we know the law, we do not know the law. No one is expected to know the law in the first and the second year. Don't even run after the law firms. Don't even run after the biggest names. I would say even if you get through any of the internships, do it. If you don't get through, just go down to the courtroom, soak yourself, take that experience, how a lawyer is briefing, how a lawyer is presenting his case, how a judge is reacting, how the cross-examination is happening. So I think if you do this at part of your first year and the second year, I think you're through. Second important thing that I feel that has played in tremendous, it has changed me and my perception. Ever since I've joined law, actually I was nothing. I couldn't even speak English properly. You can imagine if I couldn't speak English, and I have no hesitation in accepting so, understanding the law would have been really very difficult for me. But I feel that it's just a matter of one thought. It's just a matter of thinking that what you want to be. Just think that you want to achieve something in life. So first step is to think and then to act. I don't like to sound like, I've read some books or something like that, but I think this is what I've experienced practically in my life. Second thing I would say, once you go out of the law school, or even if you're interning, be with the books and the briefs. I think this is a part and parcel which has to be of a lawyer. Always immerse yourself into a case. And I have no hesitation in quoting Justice Kathawala, who retired a few days ago. He said, the law firm will not take interest in you till the time you take interest in the matter. So first and the foremost, don't feel that you're working in a A category firm or B category firm. I would say that immerse yourself, be busy with the brief, and study too much that you don't leave any stone unturned. Thirdly, I just want to touch certain things insofar as our working is concerned. I joined a small law firm, a boutique law firm. They used to work for a lot of films, and I'm very fortunate enough that I've been raised up to that level to be able to have that position achieved. In 2013, I joined Mr. Binsali, though I was very junior at that point in time. But what has changed my life is the litigation in Ramlila. I would say that if you go to the court, just understand the simple thing, what the court, how the court work, how the culture in the law, in the court work, I think then you're through. This is what I did. I just, started going into the briefs, started attending the courts, and of course, I was very busy with the briefs and the books. Thereafter, what I learned is a job of how different that an in-house counsel is, what is that we are unique or what we are different about. When I was a student, I used to hear a lot about the general counsels, the legal advisors and all. And then I realized slowly and gradually that they always used to outsource their work. This is where I thought that, I will not outsource any work to any law firm. Be that Ramlila, be that Bajirao Mastani, be that Padmavat, we dealt every nuance of or every aspect of the litigation in-house. Be that, taking the briefs to a senior counsel, briefing to a senior counsel or a junior counsel, we did it everything in-house. This is where I think we set a benchmark for all the lawyers in the industry, and I have no hesitation in saying so, that they draw a lot of references from us. Thirdly, I would like to say that you should not be worried about, I used to feel little more inferiority complex I had, because I had the brightest of the brightest mind in the class as well as in batch. But what has set a tone for my career is my hard work. I think if I can do, you can also do that. So I will not take much of your time. I would say that nothing is impossible in this life, be that a case, be that a position in life, everything is achievable. You just need to do everything with your heart. Put your heart into it, put your mind into it, and then you're through. Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you, Dr. Gurpur, for believing in me and giving me an opportunity to study and making my dream career as a lawyer. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your advice and kind words. Now for the long-awaited Law Theatre. The long-standing tradition of Symbhav is endowed with a masterpiece of drama fondly known as Law Theatre. This is a student-driven work of theatrics embedded with expressions of socio-legal dilemmas faced by India. The aim of Law Theatre is to dispense knowledge and stimulate deliberation amongst young audiences with a touch of varied emotions wrapped in layers of drama. The students work under a professional director to come up with a play that addresses the lacunae in the legal framework regarding a social issue. I would now like to invite Ms. Aparajita Prabhu and Mr. Devesh Kapoor to introduce the theme for Law Theatre 2022.
A very good afternoon to the audience. I extend a warm welcome to Dr. Shashikala Gurpur, Director, Symbiosis Law School, Pune, Dean Faculty of Law, SIU, the Deputy Directors, Dr. Mohanty and Dr. Jadhav, faculty, staff, and my dear friends. Art is not merely a form of expression, but also an instrument of learning. This is something that I have followed, my fellow students have followed, and also our institution has followed. And this is the reason why we have a long-standing tradition in Symbiosis Law School, Pune, that we kick off our cultural fest Symbhav with a stage drama, which we fondly call as the Law Theatre.
Today, as we stand here as former heads of the cultural committee, we feel extremely proud and quite nostalgic as we see this legacy being carried forward every single year by the Law Theatre Committee of Symbhav. Now, a lot of you may not be familiar with what Law Theatre is and why it's so important to us. Law Theatre is an initiative that was started by our director, Dr. Gurpur ma'am, because she recognized an often overlooked but very crucial need to cultivate empathy and understanding in everybody in the legal fraternity and everyone associated with it. And it was because of this that we came up with the idea of Law Theatre, wherein we take up a socio-legal issue that we all currently suffer with as a society, but haven't quite figured out how to address head-on yet. And we make a drama in such a manner that the audience is able to see the operation of the law in terms of the influence that it actually has on the lives of the people. So what we aim to give to you is to show you the real life consequences of the term justice delayed is justice denied. Because change can only happen when there is discourse and deliberation. And we only are able to talk about topics that need to be addressed when our conscience as a collective is stirred. So Law Theatre is learning the law with theatre. And it gives me a lot of pleasure to also say that this particular form of pedagogy is very unique to our institution, where we try to make the subject as entertaining as possible, and you retain a lot more than just the legal aspects. So one of the nicest things about Law Theatre is that the students work entirely for the entire theatre production, in the sense that from choosing a theme to choosing a director to writing out the script along with the director and to finally enact the play, even so far as to take care of the lighting and the makeup and the stage props, everything is completely student driven. And I'm extremely honored to welcome today our director for this year, Mr. Sachin Malvi, sir. Sir has been associated with us. Sir has been associated with us since 2018. He is an extremely reputed screenwriter with over 10 years of experience in writing and directing, and has worked with many organizations such as IIT Kanpur, IIT Ropar, Wardha University, HPF Films, Rangshila Theatre Mumbai, and also SLS Pune. And every year that he has been with us, he has brought us heart-wrenching plays, one more mesmerizing than the other. So we are extremely excited to have you with us, sir. So now, on to the theme for this year's Law Theatre. The theme is Khel Khilona, which is on interparental child abduction. Now, this is not something that we are very familiar with, because what interparental child abduction is where one parent takes away the child from the custody of the other parent. Now, in international law, there is a convention that exists for this, which is the Hague Convention on Civil Aspects of International Child Abduction, which was signed in 1983. However, unfortunately, India is not a signatory to the same.
This aspect of the abduction definition that has been provided in the Hague Convention is something that is relatively unexplored or completely unexplored in India, and that is the reason why we decided that this is something that we should explore and try to pull out a law theatre production for you all, that we can ensure that this is something that starts a conversation, if nothing else. And through this year's play, we hope to throw some kind of light upon the difficulties that arise due to the lack of such legislation and on the topic of this particular interparental child abduction. And to showcase that even though India is resistant to signing the Hague Convention because it believes in the idea that mothers take away their child, take away their child/children owing to the idea that they have abusive partners, and therefore the reason is that the courts do not understand that how can they apply the Hague Convention to the particular legislation that exists in India. And that is why we here are present to explore this particular theme further. And therefore, it is time. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and everyone else not included in any of the categories I just mentioned, sit back, relax, and let the students of Law Theatre do what they do better than anyone else, and that is to tell a tale of law and of life. Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else, I welcome you to Law Theatre 2022, Khel Khilona.
जलंधर की ढेरों शुभकामनाएं ब्रिगेडियर साहब।
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया सर, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया।
सर जो भी कहो 70 के होंगे आप, लेकिन आज भी सब 70 वाला जोश है।
आप मानेंगे नहीं, 4-17 साल के लौंडे को तो मैं आज भी रेस में हरा दूं।
बिल्कुल
यार क्या इंतजाम देख रहा है तू? लिख क्या है?
2 मिनट कमलेश
10 किलो काजू कतली। हाँ
और कुछ पापा
खाना ना देखिए
और 20 में क्या होगा सर?
सर का अगला वाला शॉट तो होना चाहिए।
अरे सुनील कैसा था?
नमस्ते, कैसे हो आप?
सर है पापा सर विद्या हिंद।
अरे भला साहब कैसे?
सर हैप्पी बर्थडे, विश यू मेनी हैप्पी रिटर्न्स।
थैंक यू सो मच सर। भैया आपके जो सैल्यूट्स है ना, ये सारे आप ऑफिस तक ही रखिए अपने।
सर वंस अ सोल्जर ऑलवेज अ सोल्जर।
ये भी ठीक है, आइए इनसे मिलिए।
अरे सर कैसे? नॉट नाइस हां। कहां है आजकल? मैं शिमला। अच्छा 9 के पास। हां गली के पास। हां
सुनील
पापा
बेटा अपनी किधर है?
आ रही होगी पापा की बात।
अब पार्टी शुरू हो गई, उसको बोलो जल्दी से आए।
सर अगर आ गए तो कारगिल का वो किस्सा हो जाए सर।
कौन सा वाला?
अरे सर वही वाला। मैं तो कह रहा हूँ अगर आप सही टाइम पे ना पहुंचे होते पूरे रेजिमेंट के 12 बच्चे
सर तो हमने कौन सा, आज तो मैं चूड़ियां पहन रखी थी।
सर bravery and man's blood.
The only thing that can save this world.
Just that sir.
हेलो बेटा।
आपका लड़का तो इंडिया कर रहा था ना?
अरे मत पूछो सर, अलग ही शौक है उसके। फिल्मों में जाना है उसे, बताइए। अरे तो फिल्मों में जाएगा, खराबी क्या है? अरे फिल्मों में कोई खराबी नहीं है, खराबी हमारे लड़के में है। 2 मिनट भागने का बोलो तो यार मैं बता रहा हूँ, मैं इस उम्र में से तेज भाग सकता हूँ।
हैप्पी बर्थडे दादी।
थैंक यू बेटा। कहाँ पे थी?
नमस्ते।
अपनी?
हाँ हमारी पोती।
अरे कितनी बड़ी हो गई है, बड़ा आखिरी बार तो मैंने देखा इतनी सी थी।
दादी तो बस पापा से बात करें।
अपनी कहाँ थी बेटा? तू तेरे फोन मिला लो।
पापा आप खाते 15 मिस कॉल दिए मैंने यार। पापा बिजी है ना? पापा चुप कर यार, कोल्ड ड्रिंक दे दो, नॉट बिजी।
बेटा लेकिन तू अपने दादाजी को जानती है, अगर मैं आता
पापा बट आई टोल्ड यू आज हॉस्पिटल आना जरूरी है।
हॉस्पिटल?
कुछ नहीं पापा जी, सब ठीक है, बस वो चेकअप कराना था।
किसका चेकअप बेटा?
अरे पापा कुछ नहीं। कमलेश क्या कर रहे हो वहाँ पे खड़ा खड़ा?
ये ड्रिंक्स वगैरह तो ठीक है, हॉस्पिटल कौन गया था? अपनी बेटा इधर आना।
अरे पापा कोई
बात कर रहा हूँ ना मैं। कहाँ गए थे बेटा?
दादाजी हॉस्पिटल ही गई थी।
किससे मिलने बेटा?
पापा को बता के गई थी दादाजी।
यही बताया था दोस्त से मिलने जा रही है।
बेटा दोस्त से मिलने जाने में और हॉस्पिटल जाने में बहुत फर्क है।
मेघा से मिलने गई थी दादाजी।
दोस्त मेरा दोस्त है।
दादाजी एक्चुअली मेरी पार्टनर है।
पार्टनर है मतलब?
पार्टनर मतलब हम दोनों साथ हैं, एक दूसरे से प्यार करते हैं। इनफैक्ट आज हम दोनों माँ बनने वाले हैं।
क्या बनने वाले?
माँ बनने वाले हैं।
शादी हो गई तेरी? लड़का कौन है?
लड़का नहीं है दादाजी, लड़की मेघा।
तू लड़की के साथ मां बन रही है? क्या बातें कर रही है बहू? मोती
पापा जी बाद में बात करते हैं।
ये बातें बाद में करने वाली है।
पापा बस 2 मिनट।
जब बता इसके बारे में तो बताए क्यों नहीं?
आप क्या पापा चिल्ला तो दिया उन्होंने, क्या फर्क पड़ता है?
नहीं जानती वो कुछ भी करेंगे बेटा, प्लीज मेरी बात।
ओए क्या बातें चल रही उधर?
पापा
नॉनसेंस।
पापा छोटी
इसको देख के कैसे लगता है कि मेरा खून है? ब्लडी इडियट्स।
दादाजी अभी 2 मिनट पहले आपने पूछा था ना आपको इस घर में कोई कुछ क्यों नहीं बताता है। I'll tell you, आपकी सोच इतनी छोटी है ना, आपको बता के भी कुछ फायदा नहीं है। Look at the way you reacted right now, सबके सामने चिल्ला दिया, अच्छा लग रहा है। Let me make one thing very clear, मुझे नहीं पता इसमें किसका फॉल्ट है या किसका फॉल्ट नहीं है, but this is the things are going to be, you deal with it।
बस कर।
मुझे रहना ही नहीं है यार
अपनी
इंडिया में।
अपनी
सुनी, आज के बाद मुझे लड़की अगर इस घर में दिखी मेरा मरा हुआ मिल गया तू।
पापा देखना, आप इस बार भी मुझे नहीं ढूंढ पाओगे।
अरे नहीं नहीं नहीं, इस बार जरूर पकड़ूंगा तुम्हें।
आप पिछले 5 बार से यही कह रहे हो।
अरे दिस टाइम आई प्रॉमिस।
चलो देखते हैं। 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 पापा catch me।
रूही आई एम कमिंग।
Go पापा। Papa, you won't be able to find me.
रूही। Maybe she's behind the sofa. देखते हैं। अरे यहाँ भी नहीं है। रहने दो यार, मुझसे अभी नहीं होगा।
पापा डर गए, पापा डर गए, पापा
पीछे कैसे
भी स्मार्ट ही हो।
अच्छा, पापा इज नॉट स्मार्ट।
You're not smart.
बेटा ये लो ओरियो खाओ।
ओरियो?
हाँ, अब कौन कहानी सुनेगा?
मैं
मुझे तो कोई दिखाई नहीं दे रहा।
रूही और डॉटर।
अच्छा, okay. So the story begins like this. In the very rich city of Agra, there was a very handsome-looking Aladdin. Aladdin and his best friend, Abu Monkey, were walking on the streets, and suddenly they saw a very pretty girl called Jasmine.
Jasmine?
And then, after seeing that very pretty girl, Aladdin. वनकम माँ।
वनको वनको, ये क्या हाल बना रखा है तुमने अपना? वहाँ औरतों जैसे घूमता है तू?
इल्ला माँ, I was just telling Ruhi some stories.
क्यों? तू क्यों सुना रहा था रूही को स्टोरी? तेरी बीवी कहाँ है? वो क्यों नहीं सुना रही? मेरी तो सेवा नहीं कर सकी, कम से कम अपनी बेटी का तो ख्याल रख ले। वैसे है कहाँ रूही?
हाँ हाँ माँ, 1 minute.
हेलो दादी माँ। हाय रूही बेटा, मेरी प्यारी बच्ची, कितनी सुंदर लग रही है तू। कुछ खाया तूने? कुछ बनाया है तेरी माँ ने?
वो रहने दीजिए अम्मा, आप बताइए ना, आपकी तबीयत कैसी है?
ठीक ही है बेटा, बस एक जोड़ों का दर्द है ना, जी नहीं देता है ना कुछ, बस राम जी की कृपा है। वैसे तुम वो सब छोड़ो, तुम मेरी बात सुनो। तुम रूही को एक बार हनुमान जी के मंदिर ले जाओ। वैसे भी बेचारी बीमार रहती है ना, एक बार 9वें जन्मदिन से पहले भगवान जी के दर्शन करा ला, समझे?
अम्मा, but where do I find a हनुमान मंदिर in Detroit?
अरे यार, और रहो अपने डेट्रॉइट में, इंडिया में हुई थी ना, यही रखा होता तो जो मंदिर बोलते हम खुद लेके जाते उसको। जो उनके गुलाम बन के रह गए हो, बस संस्कार तो सारे भूल ही गए हो। एक काम बोला था, उसमें भी चिक 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 कर रहे हो। बोला था ना मैंने उस पाइतेकारी से शादी नहीं करने के लिए, अब जाके फंस गए हो परदेश में।
अम्मा अम्मा अम्मा, रहने दीजिए, मैं बाद में कॉल करता हूँ, ठीक है?
अच्छा अच्छा ठीक है, पर उसको मंदिर जरूर लेके जाना।
हाँ हाँ हाँ, I promise.
ओके, बाय बाय बाय।
हाँ.
पापा, नाउ कंटिन्यू द स्टोरी।
So very pretty girl Jasmine was there. After seeing her, Aladdin fell in love with her. And Aladdin looked around and tried to his magic lamp. Rub karo. Whoa! Then came out Genie. Hey!
Hi Ruhi.
Hi, Mama.
What's going on?
Story time.
Continue.
Genie came and asked Aladdin, "Hey Aladdin, why did you wake me up from sleep?" And then Aladdin said, "Hey Genie, Genie,
Mama,
I fell in love with
sorry.
this very pretty girl."
Papa,
एक मिनट.
Continue.
Then Aladdin told Genie, Genie, I fell in love with Jasmine. She is so pretty. Can you please make her fall in love with me? But Genie said, sorry Aladdin, I can't. Why? Because Jasmine is a very strong and independent girl. Just like Ruhi. Arey? Ruhi is asleep? Hi, how was your day?
Good only. Normal day.
अपने पापा से बात किया?
कल ही होगी 4-5 दिन पहले. क्या हुआ?
He wasn't keeping well.
Season change होगा. He gets fever off season. He'll be fine. You know, actually मुझे तुमसे कुछ बात करनी थी.
हाँ बोलो.
Okay, 1 minute. So basically रूही को swimming classes join करनी थी and I said yes.
So you said okay.
हाँ वो जिद कर रही थी.
Arey, but you know her whole diabetic condition, right? The doctor said she cannot overexert herself. The medication, diet, and the coconut water every day. I really hope you're doing it.
कार्तिक, मैं उसकी माँ हूँ. मुझे पता है क्या करना है.
I know. I didn't mean it that way.
Of course you did.
Also, Amma से बात किया, and Amma said you should take Ruhi to the Hanuman Mandir. She's turning 9 this weekend, and her reports are also not very well.
तुम्हें कब से चीजों में विश्वास हो गया? कार्तिक is providing her with the best treatment. मैं पूरा दिन उसका ध्यान रखती हूँ. This is not needed.
I know. I'm not saying it's needed. I'm saying Amma has said. Let's just.
तुम्हारी अम्मा ने बोला है ना. हमारे पास ऑप्शन है कोई? नहीं ना? We'll go.
Arey, let's go for the sake of our daughter, right? I'll do anything for my daughter.
My daughter.
No, that's. Also, you know, you should talk to your father. He called me several times and he really misses you. So give him a call sometimes when you're free.
इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल वापस ज्यादा है. एंड एक ये लोग इंडियन चैनल सब्सक्रिप्शंस के लिए इतना चार्ज क्यों करते हैं यहाँ पे? Why are you texting me? यहीं पे तो बोलो.
I want to tell you something.
No, wait, before that, अभी I was calculating the savings, and अगर next month मैं 3 और projects करती हूँ, we'll be able to save up quite a bit. Then we'll plan something for Kanu. Anyways, 9th birthday is coming up.
अगर एक आधा प्रोजेक्ट नहीं भी करती हो तब भी we'll be able to manage.
कैसे?
A music director is interested in my lyrics.
Congratulations! कौन से वाले?
The ones I made you read last week?
I told you, Bestie people would definitely like it. Read it out to me.
Yeah. मुझे अपने जीने का हक चाहिए. जमीन जिस पे मेरे कदम टिक सके. अरे आ गया मेरा बच्चा। क्या हुआ, मुंह क्यों लटका रखा है?
मैच खेल के भाई, एनर्जी क्या है तुम्हारी?
कुछ नहीं माँ।
कम ऑन सिट। क्या हुआ, मैच अच्छा नहीं गया?
रहने दो ना मम्मा, कुछ नहीं।
टेल अस, क्या हुआ?
मम्मा वो मेरे क्लासमेट मुझे फिर से चिढ़ा रहे थे। वो बोल रहे थे कि यू हैव 2 moms, you do not have a dad।
तो क्या हुआ? Kanu has 2 moms who love him too much।
पर वो हमेशा मुझे कॉर्नर करके चिढ़ाते हैं। वो बोलते हैं कि कनु इज मैड बिकॉज ही डज नॉट हैव अ डैड।
छी, इतनी गंदी राइमिंग। ये वही बच्चे हैं ना जिन्हें बास्केटबॉल खेलना नहीं आता है?
हाँ वही है।
बस तुम उनको जाके बोलो यू आर सो सैड बिकॉज यू आर सो बैड एट प्लेइंग बास्केटबॉल।
छी, इतनी गंदी राइमिंग।
इनसे बेटर।
अच्छा कनु, it's our differences that unite us. It doesn't matter where we come from, where we grow up, या who our parents are. You're all equal.
और फिर किसी के भी पेरेंट्स अपनी बेबी को अपना मैक्स प्यार देते हैं ना, फिर वो कोई भी हो, कैसे भी हो, and the person who doesn't know this is the real loser.
अच्छा, उनकी मम्मा उनसे कितना प्यार करती है?
इतना।
और मेघा मम्मा कनु से कितना प्यार करती है?
इतना।
एंड अपनी मम्मा?
इतना, बहुत सारा।
टोटल कितना आ गया?
बहुत सारा।
कितना सारा।
So the next time they say this, तुम उनको जाके बोलना मुझे तो 2 mamas प्यार करती हैं। You are the loser.
You are the loser.
ऐसे थोड़ी एनर्जी के साथ खड़े होके You are the loser.
You are the loser.
Yes. Wait, I'll teach you all. जोर से अपने पाँव पे। Yes. Kanu is the best.
Kanu is the best.
Kanu is the best.
Kanu is the best.
Pass me the ball and prove it to me.
अच्छा ठीक है, चलो पहले let's have your favorite cheese sandwiches.
Kanu, you remember जब हम माउंटेन्स पे गए थे? मजा आया था ना?
मम्मा बहुत मजा आया था। वहाँ पे तो हमने स्नोमैन भी बनाया था।
Exactly. What if इस बार हम बीच पे चले?
वाह मम्मा, that will be so great.
Imagine हम भी क्या क्या करेंगे?
हम वहाँ पे सैंड कैसल बना सकते हैं, बोट में जा सकते हैं, पानी में जा सकते हैं, बहुत मजा आएगा। हाँ।
Before that, finish a sandwich.
But after that we'll play, no मम्मा?
No, before that we'll listen to what Mama has written.
Okay.
मुझे अपने जीने का हक चाहिए, जमीन जिस पे मेरे कदम टिक सके, और तारों भरा कुछ फलक चाहिए। नेमतें जो मेरे रब ने धरती को दी, साफ पानी, हवा, बारिशें, चांदनी, ये तो हर इब्ने आदम की जागीर है। ये हमारी तुम्हारी किसी की नहीं। मुझको तालीम, सेहत और उम्मीद की 7 रंगों भरी एक धनक चाहिए। मुझे मेरे जीने का हक चाहिए।
वाह मम्मा। मम्मा आपको कौन आता सॉन्ग?
नहीं, Mama just knows one song जो मुझे मेरे पापा ने सिखाया था।
He's being bullied.
बुली नहीं मेघा, मुझे भी अगली करते थे, करते हैं बच्चे कभी कभी, डोंट वरी।
I don't want him to go through the same bullshit we went through. हम तो लड़ लिए थे यार। इसको ये सब करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़नी चाहिए।
नहीं पड़ेगी, You're forgetting कि इंडिया में कितनी बुरी हालत थी. Things were so bad. It's a lot better here. Plus he's a bright child. और फिर हम उसको घर पे इतना प्यार देंगे that he won't have a reason to be upset.
And what about me?
पता है let's सच में go for a trip. चलते हैं. It'll be a nice break for him. Both of us will catch a break. अच्छा रहेगा.
Actually, we do need a break.
बस तो done. आज start planning.
हाँ मामी, हाँ बस रूही का लंच पैक कर रही थी. क्या बनाया? राजमा चावल. उसके फेवरेट हैं मेरे भी. हाँ. अरे वो जागराते का वो कार्तिक को छुट्टी नहीं मिलती ना मामी, मैं क्या करूँ? अच्छा एक सेकंड रुको. रूही, ये आपका लंच है. पूरा खत्म होना चाहिए. Not even a single bite should be left. Say yes.
Yes.
Loudly.
Yes, Mama.
Okay. और ये सब क्या है? बुक्स डाली नहीं अभी तक. Why?
Namrata, I'll do it. Don't worry.
मैडम, shoelaces. कितनी बार सिखाया आपको? Tie them right now. Right now in front of me, रूही.
But पापा रोज सुबह मेरे shoelaces tie करते हैं, है ना पापा?
So this is a police and this is a robber.
बताऊंगी मैं आपको.
Police chases the robber runs away, but police catches the robber and boom! Magic! चल. Take. हाँ. Come, let's go. हाँ. Wait. Go say bye to Amma.
Mama, I'm going to school. Bye.
Lunch finish करोगे?
I'll do it. I'll complete.
मेरी बात सुनोगे?
Yes, Mama.
Have a good day. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Chalo, come. Let's go.
Hey guys, this is Symbhav, your brother, your friend, and your motivator. Alright, now I send you very good news. My channel, our YouTube channel, just crossed 100 subscribers. It took us 2 years. And I'm pretty sure in 1 more year we make it to 200 subscribers. Now, it is unconditional love that made me where I am. This unconditional love is making me so wholesome. So much wholesome to a fact that I'm going to give you 3 tips in return. 3 tips to live your life. Alright, step 1, work till you die. Step 2, grind till you die. Now tip 3, very important step, do not die. Alright? Hello, beta.
Hi, Pa.
Where are you going?
To school.
To school?
Yes.
Why do you think you're going there?
To impart my knowledge.
To impart you. No. You got it all wrong. Don't worry. Appa will tell you 3 tips on how to.
No. Appa, I'll give you 3 tips today.
On
how to grow your YouTube channel.
Why do you think I need tips for that?
How many subscribers do you have?
102?
And how many years has it been since you started your channel?
2 years?
Don't you think something's wrong?
Is there?
Don't worry. I'll give you 3 tips.
Okay.
Tip number 1, make more videos. Tip number 2, make better videos. And the last tip, the most important tip, make more better videos. Okay, Appa, I'll leave now.
Wait,
Bye.
please let me accompany you to the school bus. Come.
So go to school, eat everything, okay? And when Papa's back, I'll tell you all new stories.
New story?
All
Okay,
new
I'll come
stories.
as we say.
Okay? Chalo. Boom! Bye, Ravi.
Hi.
Hi,
Mangalasiri Neelakandan.
I'm Karthik, but can you please let go of my hands?
I see pain in your eyes.
What?
Dard, dukh, pain in your eyes. You fought with your wife yesterday, didn't you?
No.
You're not like lawyers and professional motivators. You fought with your wife over a petty reason, right? You haven't slept properly in 2 days. Now, am I right or am I right?
Okay, sir, but how do you know all this?
Like I said, see the pain in your eyes, brother. Also, you guys were pretty loud yesterday. I lived right next to you, man. Yo, you need some help?
To save my family, sir?
Yup.
Yes, sir.
Alright, I'll give you 3 tips. This is a close game. Tip number 1, which is very important. Please go take a shower. Tip number 2, go to the nearest supermarket, buy Rajma Chawal Masala. Special tip, do not add Sambar Masala. Alright?
Okay.
Tip 3, get some flowers for your wife. I'm pretty sure she will love it. Now be cool, be calm and be romantic. Be the Karthik you were 10 years ago. Now tell me, how were you 10 years ago?
Very romantic, sir.
Very good, yeah. Okay, you need one more tip?
Yes, sir.
Can you buy my book? It's on my book.
No, sir, 3 tips are enough.
Only 199.
Sir, 3 tips are enough, sir. Thank you, sir.
Karthik.
माँ कहाँ है मेरे टॉयज? चलो ना
आपको
जल्दी।
पैक करने का ना, बाकी
कुछ
सब
डाला ही नहीं है आपने। ये देखो एवेंजर कार्ड्स।
ओके ओके ठीक है।
मम्मा
मैंने बताया था ना बनी इन द लूप, वैसे ही टाई करो, हो जाएगा।
अरे अरे what are you doing?
बॉल को बैग में डाल रहा हूँ।
We'll get a new one ना वहाँ
मम्मा
पे।
बॉल तो चाहिए ना खेलने के लिए, क्या खेलेंगे? और आपने ये भी नहीं लिया। जल्दी।
अरे अरे एक काम करते हैं, घर को पहिए लगाते हैं और घर उठा के लेके चलते हैं।
मम्मा टॉयज तो चाहिए ना खेलने
I
के
already
लिए।
informed that I will not be able to come in today whatsoever.
आपको तो पता भी नहीं
Yes.
कितने सारे टॉयज ऑलरेडी डाल दिए।
No sir, it's really not possible.
बीच पे तो हम सैंड कैसे बनाएंगे? सी सेल से खेलेंगे, बहुत मजा आएगा ना मम्मा?
किसका साथ?
Okay, I see you.
मम्मा का ये कानू का?
कभी मम्मा तीनों का
Okay, I'll
कैसे
be
बनाएंगे?
there and I'll take
तीनों
care
का
of it.
कैसे बनाएंगे?
फिर तो कैसल बहुत बड़ा हो जाएगा।
हाँ इतना बड़ा बनाएंगे।
अच्छा Kanu, wait, tell me something. इतनी गर्मी और धूप में I will to get very tired. How will we play? Kanu will also get tired, ना?
मम्मा कैप तो रखा है।
कैप रखा है बट एनर्जी नहीं होगी तो कैसे खेलेंगे? That's why I have a better idea. थोड़े कम गर्मी में सर्दियों में चलते हैं।
मम्मा विंटर्स तो कितना दूर है, अभी चलते हैं ना, अभी पैकिंग भी कर लिया है।
पैकिंग you were saying ना अभी और टॉयज रखने हैं। वेट वेट ओके लिसन टू दिस। आज कनु मेघा मामा के साथ मॉल जाएगा। He'll shop for the beach trip ताकि बीच में और भी मजा आए बाद में।
नहीं मम्मा बीच पे आज ही जाना है, मैंने तो एलेक्स को भी बोल दिया, वो मेरे को और चिढ़ाएगा।
एलिस को लेके चलेंगे नेक्स्ट टाइम।
नो मम्मा मेरे को बीच पे जाना है, आज ही जाना है, otherwise not going anywhere.
Kanu,
You're
wait,
so
listen.
bad. No no no.
Kanu,
no.
Are you kidding, right?
मेघा ऑफिस से कॉल आ गया यार।
फिर से you're bailing on us.
I'm not bailing. I can't help it. And you know that.
तुमने तो लीव ली थी ना।
ली थी, दिखाया भी था।
ये लीव नहीं होती। और अब जब सब कुछ प्लान कर लिया तो चलो फिर।
मेघा that's not how things work यार। तुम बाहर काम नहीं करती इसलिए तुम्हें नहीं पता होगा। I have to coordinate with 1,000 people. मुझे अपनी टीम मैनेज करनी होती है। Now that there's an emergency, मुझे जाना पड़ेगा ना।
अभी तुम्हें क्यों लगता है कि बाहर काम सिर्फ तुम करती हो? Honestly, you've disappointed him. He was so excited for this trip.
Megha, that is not fair. You're saying as if मैं ये सब जानबूझ के कर रही हूँ. I want to spend time with you and Kanu, but नहीं हो पा रहा है तो क्या करूँ?
Exactly, Avni. Again, it's about what you want. कभी 2 मिनट रुक के सोचा है what we want, what I want, what Kanu wants.
Megha, I really can't help it. तुम उसको मॉल लेके जाओ अभी. He won't be upset. As soon as I'm done, I promise I'll join you guys.
Avni, अगर तुम्हारे शेड्यूल में हमारे लिए जगह नहीं है, तो तुम्हारी लाइफ में भी हम क्या कर रहे हैं?
Megha, why are you saying that? You know that's not true. I'll make it up to you. मैं जल्दी आऊँगी. We'll talk about this later. ठीक है? अभी मुझे जाना पड़ेगा.
What is all this?
It's a surprise for you.
I have to be surprised.
I would really love if you were.
Wow. My God, you did this?
For you.
Thank you.
Now, can I please have your bag?
Yes, light only.
And this is something for you. Beautiful flowers for the beautiful lady.
Thank you.
आज फिर लेट।
I thought you'd slept.
I was waiting for you.
I thought I'd leave early, पर
Professional meetings.
कन्वर तुमने खाना खाया?
तुमने?
Megha, I wish I could create a space जहाँ बस हम तीनों हो. You, me and Kanu. बस वहीं रहना चाहती हूँ. Without any interference.
Will you be able to?
Definitely. But there's this one last trick. I hope you'll understand.
Not again, Abhi.
Megha, I swear it's last time. It's the last time. I'll leave tomorrow. 3 दिन में I'll be back. विद्या माता की कसम आखिरी बार.
Seriously? Friday को anniversary है. I hope you remember that.
Yeah, obviously I remember that. I'll be here on Thursday and फिर Sunday तक मैं यहीं पे रुकूंगी. You know I'm anyway tired of this छुट्टी system. बार-बार boss instructions लो, छुट्टी मांगते रहो. अब अपना कुछ करो. अपने हिसाब से. For us. And you know for that I need you.
I know. Avni, do you remember 2 years into our relationship जब हम SV रोड पे वॉक कर रहे थे? काकी की चाय. It was the very first time you suggested that we should live together. बहुत डर गई थी यार मैं. पर उस रात अंधेरे में I felt your presence right beside me. And when you held my hand, I felt safe. I felt loved. मन किया उस रास्ते पे तुम्हारे साथ चलती जाऊं. चलते चलते हम कितना दूर आ गए ना. और पीछे कितना कुछ छूटता चला गया. घर, फैमिली, कंट्री. पर तुम हमेशा साथ थे, है ना? मेरा डिसीजन सही था ना अपनी?
Let's not talk for a while.
Hey, guys. You want to listen to a story? I'm going to tell you nevertheless. Alright, so, who knows the romantic story of Ayappa? Nobody? I did. One day Ayappa was walking in the forest. He came across a demon. The demon was cursed. So what did Ayappa do? Ayappa set the demon free from the curse. Then what happened? A girl appeared. That girl was so much in love with Ayappa. So much. She wanted to marry Ayappa. But then what happened? What do you think happened? Did Ayappa succumb to her demands? Why? Because Ayappa, my friend, is a great one Sigma male. That is why we are at this temple now. But there is another reason why we are worshipping him. He jumped from Lanka to Rameswaram in one go. Who does that? Ayappa does that. I'll tell you another reason. He came to the forest, tamed a tiger. Why? Only to use it as a personal Uber. Who does that? Ayappa does that. Alright?
But Appa, this is Hanuman temple, not Ayappa temple.
सत श्री अकाल मामी।
सत श्री अकाल, किथे है?
मंदिर।
मंदिर जाने का टाइम मिल गया तेनू? मेरे घर जागरण ते नहीं आएगा तेरे कोलो।
मामी वो कार्तिक की माँ ने बोला था ना इसलिए रूही को लेके आए हैं।
हाँ, मद्रासी दी माँ ने क्या सीखता था? जाना ही थी। एक गल दस, उन्हें छुट्टी किਵੇਂ मिल गई?
पता नहीं, मांगनी पड़ती है, मिलती कहाँ है?
डेट्रॉइट आके ना तुसी वड्डे लोग हो गए हो। एक गल याद रखी, ओ मद्रासी दी नौकरी हले भी छोटी हैगी आ।
मामी, कार्तिक, tell me one thing. Why did we come here?
We came for our daughter.
Really? No, we came for your mother. एक छुट्टी मिली तुमको, one holiday, and you're here. हम मामी के घर क्यों नहीं जा सकते?
See, let's go home and talk. There are people around.
भाई, उनको पता होना चाहिए तुम्हारे लिए मेरी फैमिली कितनी अनइम्पोर्टेंट है।
No, let's go home and talk. Let's go home, no?
Hello, Karthik. All went well yesterday. The tips worked. Need some more motivation? Babiji, you need motivation? I give you 3 good tips. Very
Can
good.
you shut up? अपना मोटिवेशन मुझे जिम में लेकर से लिख लो। Get lost. There.
Come on, it's new Ayappan story. Come.
And you, मुझे यहाँ नहीं रुकना है। पता नहीं क्या मनमानी लगा रखी है।
Let's go home and
Come on.
Namrita, रुको यार. Namrita, wait for me. Let me tell you.
मम्मा कहाँ है डेकोरेटिव मटेरियल? जल्दी लाओ, लेट हो रहा है।
कमिंग।
जल्दी।
कैंडल्स है, वो डायगोनली कॉर्नर्स पे लगाने।
बाय द वे मम्मा, आप एक दूसरे को 11 ईयर्स से जानते हो?
No, 14 years 8 months, पर साथ में 11 years है।
अच्छा, और अपनी मम्मा बोल रही थी कि वो 8 PM तक आएंगी, तो चलो जल्दी कर लेते हैं, उसके बाद हमें मूवी के लिए देखना है।
बेटा, आई एम श्योर मम्मा को थोड़ा लेट हो जाएगा। डोंट वरी, वी विल बी एबल टू मैनेज।
फ्लावर्स अच्छे से लगाओ ना मम्मा। रेड येलो।
येलो रेड। When someone's on time,
हैप्पी एनिवर्सरी। बलून। ये बलून मेरे लिए गिफ्ट है।
बढ़िया कैसा है so Kanu's idea yes अच्छा come on let's cut the cake Kanu हाय मॉम हाय बेटा कैसी हो मैं ठीक हूँ कानू कम से हाय देखो कौन है
हाय हाय नानी, कैसे हो आप?
हाय बेटा मैं एकदम ठीक हूँ तू कैसा है
मैं भी ठीक हूँ। आपको पता है आज मेरी ड्राइंग में, आज स्कूल में ड्राइंग की कितनी तारीफ हुई।
अरे वाह मेरा प्यारा बच्चा नानी को भी भेजना अपनी ड्राइंग
हाँ अभी भेजता हूँ आपको पिक्चर अभी।
अच्छा मम्मा आपने मेडिसिन का अलार्म लगाया जैसे मैंने आपको लास्ट टाइम सिखाया था
हाँ बेटा सब कर लिया तू इतनी टेंशन क्यों लेती है
और नानी आप बोल रहे थे कि आप कैप बनाओगे, कहाँ है वो कैप?
बेटा काफी ज्यादा बन गया है और आपको पता है नेक्स्ट वीक तक एकदम रेडी हो जाएगा
ओह वाह थैंक यू नानी।
मेघा वैसे मेघा वो कहाँ है
मम्मा वो भी यही है एक्चुअली मैं आपसे थोड़ी देर में बात करती हूँ बाय बाय
ओके बाय बेटा
चलो अभी केक काटो यार कितना लेट हो रहा है
चलो
ये कितना टेस्टी है ना मम्मा। चलो अभी मूवी के लिए मूवी नाइट
You go pick a movie. I'll be there in 2 minutes.
मम्मा
2 minutes में
चलो आप चलो जल्दी
मेघा तुम अपनी मॉम से कब से बात करने लगी
Why would you ask that? Is that an issue?
It's not an issue. I'm asking because पूरी पार्टी में मैं ही थी जिससे कोई बात नहीं कर रहा था
But Avni, I thought you enjoyed the party.
Please मेघा It didn't even feel like हमारी एनिवर्सरी थी तुमने 1 मिनट बैठ के बात की मुझसे
चाहती क्या हो आपने तो ये सब तुम्हारे लिए तो किया था
मेघा that's not the point मैंने अपने घर पे किसी से बात नहीं करी इतने सालों से just for you because I knew you were there for me और मेरे लिए वो काफी था
Exactly आपने जब हम साथ होते हैं तब हमें किसी और से बात करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती
मेघा यार वर्ड्स घुमाना बंद करो just tell me what is going on पूछ ही तो रही हो ना तुम और कनू कब से बात कर रहे हो क्या चल रहा है बताओ तो सही
Why you acting like a husband आपने stop it और सारी चीजें तुम्हें बताऊं ये जरूरी नहीं समझती यार मैं
क्यों नहीं समझती जरूरी I'm your spouse I have the right to know don't I Let it be I know what you mean you remember the beach trip next weekend चलते हैं let's go say something
Will you be able to show up
I will show up I promise I know मुझे अपने काम का क्या करना है beach trip next weekend
Isn't it nice? It flies very high. Should I show you? Show.
हाँ यहाँ आ जाओ come here take a bite
One bite.
okay हाँ
I'll do
now go.
mama as well. Mama! Mama, look at my airplane. Stop jumping. वहाँ जाओ, पापा के पास जाओ. Go. Run there. वहाँ जाओ. But look at my airplane. Very beautiful. Rohi. Very nice. वहाँ जाओ ना. Mama!
हाँ
Play with me now.
अरे एक मिनट बेटा पापा's getting a call okay hello sir I'll be there right away I'll collect the documents yes sir
I'll play with you. My teddy. Mama, help me save my. My teddy is stuck there now. Please help.
Ruhi, I can't play with you right now, bacha. I'm painting my nails. Can't you see?
But
Go. पापा से बात करो जाओ.
Papa's not here.
हेलो सर.
पापा!
यस सर, करेक्ट.
What happened, Ruhi?
बेटा क्या हुआ?
क्या हुआ?
fell down.
कहाँ से?
Are you okay?
Where did you fall down from, Ruhi? कहाँ से गिरे? I told you to not use this chair, ना?
Wait.
कितनी बार मना किया,
I was
Ruhi?
trying to save my teddy bear.
But you don't have to use this chair.
I thought that I was a big girl.
It's okay.
Big girl doesn't even hurt yourself, बच्चा.
It's okay. Wait, she's hurt.
She's not because of you, Karthik.
I'm sorry.
वो मेरी कोई बात नहीं सुनती है. मैंने तो बड़ा मना किया है.
I'm sorry. I won't do it
It's
again.
not about sorry, Ruhi. It's not respecting your mother. Karthik, listen to me. एक काम तुम handle कर लो. मुझे कोई interest ही नहीं है.
I'm sorry, Papa. I tried asking for help from Mama, but she was busy, so I thought that I could do it all by myself. I'm sorry.
It's okay, it's okay. Ruhi's a very strong girl. Aja,
Yes, I'm a strong girl.
come on. Are you okay? Namrata, what are you doing?
Can't you see?
No, she needed your help. And why weren't you around?
नहीं पता था मुझे से मेरी जरूरत है. मुझे लगा खेलने को बुला रही है, मैंने मना कर दिया बस.
Wow, so careless, right? It's like तुम्हें कोई परवाह ही नहीं है उसके बारे में.
परवाह नहीं है. Karthik, you know what? I'm not up for this conversation.
Wait, what? What do you mean by not up for this conversation? क्या करती हो पूरे दिन घर में?
मैं क्या करती हूँ? पूरे दिन उसके पीछे भागती हूँ, ये करती हूँ मैं. I wash the dishes, I wash the clothes. घर का ध्यान रखती हूँ. तुम क्या करते हो?
I only asked you to look after her when I'm not there.
हाँ, when are you there? On the weekends and in the evening? बाकी दिन का काम कौन करेगा? You know, actually, why we're discussing this? बच्चे हैं यार, गिर जाते हैं.
I don't want my daughter falling down.
First of all, she's just not your daughter. Secondly, I have a brighter idea. मैं एक काम करती हूँ, मैं उसे लेके इंडिया चली जाती हूँ पापा के पास. वहाँ पे आके 2 nannies for her. I'll make sure she doesn't fall down. You'll be happy.
Exactly my point. Still, you wouldn't bother looking after her, right? You'll appoint some random nannies to look after my daughter? No need. I can do that by myself.
Karthik, stop overreacting. And you know what? ये तुम्हारी गलती है. पापा ने तुम्हें पैसे ऑफर किए थे. तुमने मना किया because your ego came in between. वरना हमारा better life से हो सकता था.
See, I have self-respect and that's the reason I didn't take money from your father.
Self-respect. कहाँ पहुँचे हम self-respect के साथ? कहाँ पहुँचे? Tell me. मैं एक बन के रह गई यहाँ पे. ये तुम्हारी self-respect? Bloody coward.
You and Ruhi are my priority and that's the reason I don't go for 24/7 work. Or else you know my qualifications, right?
Stop throwing tantrums, Karthik. ये सब सिर्फ laziness और incapability है. तुम काम करना ही नहीं चाहते हो. तुम नहीं चाहते कि उसको better lifestyle मिले. Accept it. And you know what? अगर ये सब चलता रहा ना, I promise you मैं उसे ले जाऊंगी. पापा के पास जाऊंगी, इंडिया जाऊंगी, and give her a better education, a better life. I'll give her what she needs and wants. मैं तुम पे depend नहीं रहने वाली. You're an
You're
incapable
not
mother.
taking my daughter anywhere. You get that?
पापा, क्या हो रहा है?
Nothing, beta. It's just your father and his anger. आपको खेलना था ना? मम्मा के साथ खेलोगे? With the Barbie doll? आपको पैर में चोट लगी? आपने बताया नहीं क्या?
So Ruhi Kuhi, what is the plan for today?
Can you braid my hair, Mama?
Just like the Barbie doll?
Yes! Come on, show me your hair.
Ruhi!
Braid it just like the Barbie doll, okay?
You know, Ruhi is so pretty with the hair.
हाँ.
आपको कौन से कलर का rubber band चाहिए?
A bow. I want a bow.
Okay, I'll just put it for you.
Hi, Papa. Mama is braiding my hair today.
अच्छा दिखाओ. Wow, so pretty. You should send a picture to grandma, okay?
You know, actually, Ruhi, हमें ना nails भी paint करने चाहिए. You were admiring my nails those days, ना?
Yes.
तो करें ना?
हाँ.
Come on, give me your nails.
Look at my nails.
Yeah, they're so pretty, Ruhi. So pretty.
I want it to be pink, okay?
Yeah, pink and purple because matching your rubber band, no?
हाँ. Okay.
So, Master Chef Ruhi, आज का क्या मेन्यू है?
Pasta.
White or red?
White.
तो एक काम करते हैं. Let's start cutting the onions and the mushrooms, okay?
Okay.
चलो, let's start. This is your plate. This is mine.
Wow, Ruhi is helping in the kitchen today.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah,
actually, Ruhi का favorite part बताएं? Cutting the onions.
I don't like it. I don't like cutting onions. And she always wants me to do it.
And you do it always, bacha, because you're so good at it, na?
हाँ, okay. If I do it with you.
चलो चलो, let's all have dinner, no? आजा.
But
I'm feeling very
Ruhi
hungry.
तो बच्चा है.
Papa will help serve dinner first with Mama, okay?
So what about our story time?
Story time.
अच्छा, seems like Papa's going to have dinner alone today.
पापा जब डिनर अकेले कर लो ना.
Come on, Ruhi. Run faster. You can do better, Ruhi. चलो, run faster. जल्दी भागो. Ruhi, you died so soon, बच्चा.
Mama, I can't do it.
Ruhi, I don't like tantrums. Run faster.
Can't do it. I'm too exhausted.
What happened?
Ruhi, beta, are you okay?
No, no.
What are you doing?
Motivate कर रही हूँ उसे भागने को. और क्या कर रही हूँ यहाँ पे मैं?
But you know she cannot overexert herself,
I
right?
bloody well know it, Karthik.
Beta, are you okay?
I'm a mother. Stop interfering between us. चलो रूही. Come on, रूही.
So guys, there's a huge project coming up this weekend. The biggest wedding of the year. The Roberts. इस क्या हुआ?
Sir, please have a seat.
नहीं मुझे भूख नहीं है. हाँ, इस वेडिंग को सक्सेसफुल बनाने के लिए हमसे जो होता है हम वो करेंगे. पूछो क्यों?
You, sir.
क्योंकि ये क्लाइंट जो है थोड़ा सा संगीत किस्म का इंसान है. अगर ये बीच मेन्यू में बीच शादी मेन्यू भी चेंज कर सकता है. अगर मेन्यू में हुआ व्हाइट पास्ता, he will say I want red pasta. अगर मेन्यू में हुआ रेड पास्ता, he will say I want pink pasta. I want some inputs in this.
Sir, क्यों ना हम पास्ता को ही मेन्यू में से हटा दें?
Indeed. But stand-up comedy हम सिर्फ छुट्टी के दिन करते हैं.
सर जो ब्राइड्स ने जूलियट रोजेस मंगाए थे ना वो थर्सडे तक आ जाएंगे.
Thursday नहीं, make it Friday. I want the flowers fresh, blooming. Okay?
यस सर डेफिनेटली.
By the way, dessert में क्या है?
सर गुलाब जामुन.
Why do the Roberts want gulab jamun?
पता नहीं
Let's
सर.
change it to something else. Perfect.
Sir, all the pre-wedding reservations have been made.
Perfect.
मैंने सारे arrangements date wise कर दिए, but I had to speak to you about something else.
Please मुझे मत कहना कि वो सिंगर का कल ऑफिस बैठ गया है.
No, sir, that's all sorted. I took care.
Okay.
Sir, I won't be present on the day of the event.
छुट्टी?
Yes,
तुमने
sir.
तो पहले कभी छुट्टी नहीं ली?
Exactly, sir. This time it's really important. I have prior commitments.
अवनी. बताओ क्या हुआ?
Sir, family commitments हैं.
तुम्हारी वाइफ का नाम क्या है?
मेघा।
मेघा 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 बरसों रे मेघा मेघा। अवनी, इस ऑफिस में सबसे पंचुअल कौन है? तुम। बॉस का फेवरेट कौन है? तुम। अरे तुम हुस्न परी, तुम जाने जहां, तुम सबसे हंसी, तुम सबसे जवान, सौंदर्य साबुन। अवनी,
Sir, but please try and understand. उस दिन कुछ गड़बड़ नहीं होगा. I've done everything. I've delegated my work, but I cannot.
I know that, but I want you there. देखो, घर में, वर्क में उतार चढ़ाव तो चलते रहते हैं. But you know how this works, right? Work, family.
Sir, I really need this weekend. I really need this weekend.
ये छुट्टी चाहिए. हमारी तरफ से आपको छुट्टी 1 महीने की, but इस वीकेंड के बाद. Please.
So then you leave me no choice. I'm sorry. I'll have to quit.
What do you mean quit?
Thank you, sir.
What is she saying? Avni, wait! Avni!
Sir, गुलाब जामुन पक्का कैंसिल करना है. Look, I'm on time. And आज से ऐसे ही होने वाला है. I have news for you from the office. कनु कहाँ है? कनु, come let's play basketball.
कनु एलेक्स के घर खेलने गया है.
आज से उसे he doesn't have to go to Alex's place. मैं उसके साथ खेलने के लिए होंगी every evening. Are you listening? Are you packing for the next weekend का trip अभी से? How excited? Megha, tell me why you packing. Tell.
अभी मैं परसों मॉम के घर जा रही हूँ.
मॉम के पास मतलब?
इंडिया. I'm leaving for India.
मेगा बट इंडिया क्यों वैसे अचानक से? What happened? Why? क्या? Can't you plan this after the next weekend trip?
सारे अरेंजमेंट्स हो गए.
मेघा, बुकिंग्स मैंने भी कर ली हैं. What will Kanu and I do without you?
Kanu is coming with me.
What do you mean Kanu is coming with you?
अपनी प्लान बहुत सडनली बना. मम्मा ने बुकिंग्स करा दी. एक्चुअली मुझे वहाँ म्यूजिक डायरेक्टर से भी काम है, तो सोच रही हूँ सारा
मेघा, that doesn't matter. कनु को लेके क्यों जा रही हो इंडिया? What is this randomly? क्या हो जाता है ये? कहाँ से आ गया ये सब भाई?
Don't worry, we'll be home soon. Don't worry. You were telling me something?
Not important.
Why aren't you growing? It's been 3 months. You're feeding him more than enough water. Alright? This is not fair. Not fair. Are you lacking motivation? Is that what you want? Fine, I'll give you 3 tips. Tip number 1. Soak in all the water. I know that I'm giving you more than enough, so just soak it in. Tip number 2. This thing that I'm exhaling, take it all in. It's not a difficult thing to do. But tip number 3. See, when it comes to growing, we all must know. Wife trouble guy.
Sir. Slow, sir, slow.
Okay. So tell me, how did it go with your wife yesterday?
It's okay, sir, but can you give me some tips so that I can spend more time with my daughter?
With your daughter?
Yes, sir.
You came to me earlier because you had a problem with your wife. You came to me now because you have a problem with the kid. Bro, you sure you're not doing anything wrong?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Alright, fine. What is your daughter like?
Sir, my daughter likes balloons. She likes to fly. She likes balloons and flying.
Balloons and flying.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen the movie Up?
Sir, the animated.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You see where I'm going with this?
No, sir.
Alright. Go to the nearest supermarket. Buy 3,000 balloons. Tie it up to your house. And then two good tips, alright? 2 good things are gonna happen to you because of this. 1, there are no other men in the house. Your wife has to love you. The second tip, alright? Your house is literally flying. Where are they gonna run off to? So they're stuck with you. Alright?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Sir, thank you for the tip, sir. Sir, I love you, sir. Ruhi, Papa's home. Ruhi, Namrata. Namrata. Ruhi.
Hello, Papa. She's sleeping. उसको जाने दो. Go, brush your teeth and sleep. जाओ.
Namrata, where were you? Hey, I'm asking you something. Please reply. Where were you?
ना overreact क्यों कर रहे हो कार्तिक?
You overreact. I come home and I see neither of y'all. I call you, you keep declining my calls.
Should I pick up your calls or spend time with my daughter? Tell me, you choose.
Spend time with her, but let me know you're okay, right?
इतना ओवररिएक्ट क्यों कर रहे हो कार्तिक? 2-3 घंटे के लिए मॉल लेके गई थी उसको. पापा के पास इंडिया नहीं चली गई थी कि दोबारा मिलना पाओ उससे. You know, actually, I'm really tired. I'd rather sleep. कार्तिक, रूही, कार्तिक, aren't you up yet? रूही उठो. रूही. Dear Namrata,
शायद तुम ये चिट्ठी पढ़कर हैरान हो, मैं नहीं जानता. But all I know is that my little angel deserves better. बचपन से मेरा एक ही बड़ा सपना था, to have my own happy family. नम्रता, तुम जानती हो मैं कैसे परिवार से आता हूँ. And when I met you in college, I felt my dream of having my own family would finally come true. All I wanted was a happy home with you and Ruby. But I guess it never was such a big deal to you. The happiness and satisfaction of having you both in my life was perhaps never enough for you. And maybe I have to make peace with it. I don't want Ruby to lose her childhood to conflicts between us. और अगर ऐसा कुछ हुआ तो फिर मैं अपने आप को कभी माफ नहीं कर पाऊंगा. I promise to keep her safe and secure. She's a smart kid and I don't want to compromise her upbringing. ये बात तुम भी जानते हो कि तुम्हारे बड़े और एम्बिशियस लाइफ में मेरे और रूही के लिए ना कभी जगह थी और ना कभी होगी. मैं रूही को लेकर जा रहा हूं.
बेटा क्या हो गया बेटा? रो क्यों रही हो? बेटा क्या हुआ है?
पापा रूही को लेके चला गया.
क्या क्या बोल रही है तू?
पापा कार्तिक रूही को लेके चला गया.
अरे बेटा यही कहीं क्या होगा रूही को लेके?
पापा वो चिट्ठी छोड़ के क्या आपको मजाक लग रहा है क्या?
नम्रता, नम्रता तू क्या बोल रही है? चिट्ठी छोड़ के क्या मतलब?
पता नहीं उसको क्या हो गया. वो तीन ही सीने चले. वो चिट्ठी छोड़ के मेरी बेटी को कैसे जा सकता है? ये कार्तिक क्यों कर रहा है?
नम्रता तू शांत हो जा. तू ऐसे रो मत बेटा.
नम्रता शांत शांत हो जा, शांत हो जा।
मैं शांत कैसे हूँ?
सुन, मैं कार्तिक से बात कर रहा हूँ।
क्या करते पापा? क्या करते आप?
नम्रता, मैं कार्तिक से बात करता हूँ।
क्या बात करें मम्मा? क्या कह रहे हैं? क्या बात करेंगे कार्तिक से?
हम कार्तिक से बात क्यों करेंगे? वो रूही को लेके गया है और आप कह रहे हो कि हम उसके घर जाके उससे बात करें?
तो क्या करना चाहती हो तुम?
नम्रता, नम्रता, मेरा बच्चा।
आप चुप हो जाओ इस समय।
नम्रता,
मुझे नहीं रोही चाहिए। I just want my रूही।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, रूही हमारी है बेटा, वो हमारी है। हम हमारे बस में जो कुछ होगा हम सब करेंगे, बस तू रोना बंद कर। हम कोर्ट जाएंगे।
कोर्ट जाएंगे मतलब क्या है?
हाँ, हम नम्रता सुन बेटा, हम बहुत बड़ा लॉयर हायर करने वाले हैं। रूही हमारे घर आएगी।
नम्रता सुन, अभी क्या, शांत हो जा।
मैं घर में अकेले में क्या करूं?
नम्रता शांत हो जा, मैं अभी तेरे को लेने आ रहा हूँ। रूही हमारे पास आएगी। नम्रता प्लीज।
हाय अभी।
हाय हाउ आर यू?
मैं ठीक हूँ, तुम बताओ तुम कैसी हो?
तुम्हारे प्रोजेक्ट्स कैसे, हाउ लॉन्ग इज इट गोना टेक?
या नो, दे आर गोना टेक अ व्हाइल अभी। थोड़ा टाइम और लगेगा। इनफैक्ट कुछ और काम है तो सोच रही हूँ वो सब करके ही आऊँ।
जल्दी आ जाओ, वी स्टिल हैवंट गॉन फॉर दैट ट्रिप, रिमेंबर? एनीवे, वेयर इज कानू?
मम्मा आप किससे बात कर रही हो?
कानू?
अपनी मम्मा। हाय, कैसे हो आप?
हाय कानू, हाउ आर यू?
आई एम फाइन, आप कैसे हो?
मैं ठीक हूँ। पता है कितने दिन से आई एम मिसिंग यू। मैंने इतना बास्केटबॉल प्रैक्टिस कर लिया, यू कम बैक होम, आई डेफिनेटली डिफीट यू।
पक्का? शर्त?
पक्का। क्या करते हो वहाँ पे पूरे दिन?
मम्मा यहाँ पे तो एक बहुत बड़ा झूला है, हम रोज वहाँ पे खेलते हैं।
कने कपड़े कौन से पहने आपने?
मम्मा ये तो मेरा स्कूल यूनिफॉर्म है। हाँ मम्मा, मैं स्कूल जाने लगा हूँ ना, यहाँ पे सब नए लोग हैं, मुझे ओल्ड फ्रेंड्स की बहुत याद आती है।
कने पर मम्मा को फोन देना।
हाँ मम्मा।
मेघा स्कूल क्यों जा रहा है यार? वो तुमने रुकने का प्लान बना लिया क्या वहाँ पे? When are you coming back? Please tell me.
यार आई डोंट नो ना, अभी काम कितना लंबा चलेगा।
What do you mean you don't know? मुझे बताओ कब वापस आ रहे हो, प्लीज।
अपनी कनु की पढ़ाई कॉम्प्रोमाइज नहीं होनी
चाहिए। मेघा, पढ़ाई ऑलरेडी कॉम्प्रोमाइज हो रही है यहाँ से लेकर तुम उसको उधर दूसरे स्कूल में डाल रही हो। पढ़ाई ऑलरेडी कॉम्प्रोमाइज हो रही है। जस्ट टेल मी व्हेन यू कमिंग बैक।
मैं सब छोड़ छाड़ के थोड़ी वापस आ सकती हूँ।
छोड़ छाड़ के नहीं थी यहाँ से भी। Come back, please. Just tell me when you're coming back. When are you both coming back?
अभी I gotta go.
Megha, no, listen. Megha, please answer. Megha.
क्या मासी, आपको तो बनाते भी नहीं आता। देखो ऐसे बनाते हैं।
ये क्या बनाया आपने?
ये हमारा घर है जिसमें अवनी मम्मा रहती है, मेघा मम्मा रहती है और मैं रहता हूँ।
अरे वाह, येलो कलर करे?
हाँ। ला 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 ला
La 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 la। कैसा लग रहा है?
बहुत सुंदर है।
मस्त है ना? ला ला ला।
कभी आपने लैंडस्केप बनाया?
हाँ लैंडस्केप बना है, पर ये हमारा न्यूजीलैंड वाला घर है। कैसा है?
बहुत सुंदर है, बहुत सुंदर है। कौन सा गाना गा रहे थे अभी आप?
ये मेरी मम्मा ने मुझे सिखाया है। ये मम्मा मेरा रोज गाती है ये सॉन्ग मेरे लिए, पर 1 महीने से मुझे नहीं मिली।
गाओ ना, सुनना है मुझे।
ला 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 ला। अपनी मम्मा, मम्मा कहाँ थे इतने दिन?
मैं कनू के घर पे वेट कर रही थी।
मुझे आपकी बहुत याद आती थी यहाँ पे।
It's okay. Mom was also missing you a lot. It's okay. कनू अपना ख्याल रखता है यहाँ पे अच्छे से। Are you taking care of yourself?
हाय, मैं उसको बेचती हूँ।
It's okay, वापस आएंगे। पता है everyone's missing कनू so much back home. एलेक्स भी कहता है कि कनू गए। मुझे कनू के साथ खेलना है।
Avni, what are you doing here?
We'll meet all your friends.
Avni, what are you doing here?
Are you seriously gonna ask me this question?
Kanu, chalo, come on, get up and go to your room.
No mama.
Kanu, chalo.
Megha, what is wrong with you? 1 महीने से नहीं देखा, उसको मिलने तो दो यार।
I don't see how that might affect you.
Are you kidding me? बिना कुछ डिस्कस करे, without telling me anything, randomly तुम यहाँ पे आ गई। You're not picking up my calls. देखा नहीं मैंने अपने बच्चे को। Then I see him in another school uniform, and now you're asking me how this might affect me?
तो चीजें न्यूजीलैंड से डिफरेंट कैसे हैं अपनी? वहाँ भी कौन सा तुम्हारे पास हमारे लिए टाइम
No, Megha, don't give me that crap. तुम्हें कुछ नहीं पता है। I had to tell you so many things. तुम्हें पता भी कितना कुछ छोड़कर।
क्या छोड़ के? क्या छोड़ा अभी तुमने? छोड़ा मैंने था सब कुछ तुम्हारे सिर्फ एक बार कहने पे।
कौन है? मेघा कौन है ये?
अवनी।
अवनी? इसको बोलो अभी के अभी यहाँ से चली जाए। तुमको पता है चाचा ने देख लिया तो क्या हो जाएगा? कन्नू बेटा इधर आओ।
अवनी,
उठो। मैं कहीं नहीं जा रही कन्नू के बिना।
अवनी, लीव, दिस इज नॉट द राइट टाइम।
ओके, कन्नू आप बोल रहे थे ना घर चलना है। चलो।
अवनी, तुम्हें क्यों नहीं समझ आ रहा कि मैं और कन्नू नहीं जाना चाहते तुम्हारे साथ?
चाहते नहीं तो क्या मतलब है? मेघा किसने डिसाइड कर लिया है? कन्नू डिजर्व्स टू बी एट हिज होम, जो हमारे साथ न्यूजीलैंड है। यहाँ पे क्या कर रही हो यार तुम?
अब यही कन्नू का घर है।
नो नो।
मेघा, मैंने क्या बोला था तुमसे? ये लड़की इस घर में नहीं आनी चाहिए। ये कर क्या रही है यहाँ पे? निकालो इसे अभी के अभी बाहर।
अवनी, प्लीज लीव।
मैं कन्नू के बिना नहीं जाऊंगी। माँ हूं मैं उसकी।
नो यू आर नॉट। नहीं हो तुम उसकी माँ। आई एम हिज बायोलॉजिकल मदर।
लड़की, सुना नहीं क्या बोला उसने? 2 मिनट लगेगा पुलिस को लाने में। मेरा घर है, बाहर निकलो यहाँ से।
कन्नू चलो।
मम्मा प्लीज यहाँ पे रहो।
कोई कहाँ नहीं जाना है।
मम्मा आई मिस यू।
मम्मा
प्लीज मम्मा।
बाहर निकलो यहाँ से।
कन्नू।
आउट।
से जा तू भी से जा बाला है।
भी क्या खानी दूध भाती उदा कासे थकूं।
अभी तुम्हें जब तक रहना है तुम यहाँ आराम से रहो, ठीक है? एंड मैं ऑफिस जा रहा हूँ. मेक योरसेल्फ कंफर्टेबल. कुछ भी हो जस्ट कॉल मी, ओके? बाय, टेक केयर.
थैंक्स मोहित.
सीरियसली यार, ये कर लो. आई मीन दोस्त हो यार, इतना तो कर ही सकता हूँ. टेक केयर, बाय बाय. हेलो हेलो हेलो, कौन बात कर रहा है?
पापा.
अपनी
पापा मुझे आपसे मिलना है.
बेटा कहाँ है तू?
पापा मैं इंडिया में हूँ, मुझे आपसे मिलना है, मैं घर आ रही हूँ.
कैसी है? बेटा मैं तेरे से मिलने आता हूँ. तू है कहाँ?
मैं अभी मोहित के घर पे हूँ.
तू परेशान क्यों लग रही है? क्या हुआ?
पापा कन्नू को लेके चली गई मेघा.
मेघा लेके चली गई? लेकिन बेटा तुम दोनों तो साथ में रहते हो ना?
मिलने भी नहीं दिया है इतने दिनों से.
तू चिंता मत कर अपनी, मैं आ रहा हूँ वहाँ पे. हम साथ में एक वकील के यहाँ चलेंगे, तेरे कन्नू को हम वापस लाएंगे.
प्लीज पापा.
तू चिंता मत कर. औलाद से दूर होने का गम क्या होता है मैं अच्छे से समझता हूँ.
तेरा खेल खिलौना कथा कथकुली आना पखाना सेगेनी तेरा खेल खिलौना दिवा बाती जुड़ा देना सेगेनी सेरा सेजा तू भी सेजा 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 तू भी सेजा.
इधर ही आना था? हाँ यही आना था. टाइम क्या हुआ? तो 2 बजे हो गया. आए नहीं अभी तक. इंतजार करेंगे, रहने. कोई बात नहीं, आप ही खा लो.
हर चीज दिखनी है, ये कुछ भी गड़बड़ करता मेरे खुद पे. Where is Ruhi? कहाँ है Ruhi? She's to go back with me. कहाँ है?
Ruhi is with me and she's fine. Okay?
How can she ever be fine with a person like you, Karthik? Ever be fine?
What? She's always been fine with a person like me. Without you. Okay, you've just never taken care of her like an incompetent mother.
Don't you dare talk to me like that.
You know what? Let's just have a conversation because I'm here to talk to you.
बात करने को बच्चा क्या है? भागने से पहले बात करते. Bloody coward.
Coward? I tried talking to you. Did you ever bother listening to me?
The only thing this man has ever tried to do is steal my daughter away from me. But you know, I won't let that happen. I won't let that happen. Get it very straight.
See, I don't even want to have a conversation with you. I'm only here because your father insisted, okay?
तो तुम्हें क्या लगता है? मुझे तुमसे बात करने का बहुत शौक है? नहीं. I have my lawyer. She's going to talk to you.
So you cannot talk to my client personally.
Wow. So you've come with a lawyer. You don't even want to have a conversation, right?
अरे बहन जी, दो लोग आपस में बात करना चाहते हैं, आपको क्या दिक्कत हो रही है? दो लोग आपस में बात करें तो आपको क्या दिक्कत हो रही है?
दिक्कत ये है कि this is not shut up. तुम बोलो, तुम्हें बोलना क्या है?
Tell me. You know what? There's nothing to talk. You're absolutely right. There's nothing to talk. Ruhi is with me. She always will be, and she's very happy. And I can look after her. Okay?
तुम ध्यान रखोगे उसका? नौकरी है तुम्हारे पास, या एक ढंग का घर? जब जॉब पे जाओगे तो कौन रहेगा उसके साथ? तुम्हारी अनपढ़ माँ?
Don't involve my mother in this.
Hey, you cannot talk to my client like that.
क्या बोली है? क्या बोले? इतनी देर से देख रहा हूँ, बदतमीजी से बात कर रही है यार ये.
Sir, please handle yourself.
You know what, Karthik? The main reason why I don't want Ruhi to stay with you is because of you and your broken family. तुम्हारी माँ, तुम्हारी बहन जो कि शादी के बाद उसे घर में रह रही है, and this man with absolutely no self-respect.
क्या बोली तेरी लुगाई अपनी अंग्रेजी में? यार मुझे कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा इतनी देर से.
And you know what? You, an incapable, coward, jealous, insecure, self-centered, useless family man. तुम्हारे साथ रहेगी मेरी बेटी?
And what if she stays with you? She's going to learn all this bullshit that you just said.
You know what, Karthik? Top secret. वो मेरे साथ ही रहेगी. कोर्ट मुझसे मेरी बेटी नहीं छीनेगी. I'm her mother. Am I right?
Yes. Every parent has an equal right to the child. And in Indian law, the mother is supported the most. We will take advantage of that. We'll see you in the court.
Goodbye, Mr. Karthik. See you.
Hey, Ruhi is my daughter and she's always going to be with me, okay?
मम्मी पापा की लोग लगता है कार्तिक कंचन मतलब मैं हूँ.
Avni, I went through the facts of your case. This is called interparental child abduction. I'm so sorry we cannot take this up. There's no law prevalent in our country.
Ma'am, no law as in, I've come to you after a lot of lawyers. There must be something.
I get why every lawyer did not take your case, Avni. We do not have a law on this. I can't help you with this.
Ma'am, there must be something. I was promised my child back.
Promised?
यस मैम, आपके किसी वकील ने हमसे 20,000 रुपए भी एडवांस लिए हैं.
किसने?
क्या नाम था? त्यागी.
Mr. Tyagi.
One second. त्यागी!
जी मैडम बताइए, कैसे याद किया?
आप जानते हैं इन्हें त्यागी?
सुनील भाई साहब, अम्मी जी. भूला नहीं मैं.
त्यागी, तुमने इनका केस लिया है?
हाँ, नया आपके लिए.
त्यागी, सब्जेक्ट मैटर क्या है केस का?
हैं जी?
सब्जेक्ट मैटर क्या है केस का?
अच्छा. अम्मी जी आपकी पत्नी है ना? हाँ, इनकी पत्नी इनका बच्चा लेकर भाग गई. तो अबडक्शन का केस है जी. मतलब पत्नी है तो इंटरपेरेंटल अबडक्शन.
त्यागी, इंटरपेरेंटल चाइल्ड अबडक्शन पे क्या हमारे देश में कोई कानून है?
लॉ तो लॉ है, कैसे नहीं होगा?
त्यागी, कौन सा लॉ है?
जी इसमें सेक्शन लगेगा जी इसमें.
त्यागी, तुमने आकर बेच के लॉ स्कूल खत्म करी थी क्या?
मैडम जी आई एम लीगल लॉयर है. बीए एलएलबी सोनीपत यूनिवर्सिटी. ये मत करो यार, क्यों क्लाइंट के सामने सलील कर रहे हो?
त्यागी, एलएलबी का फुल फॉर्म ही पता है तुम्हें?
बिल्कुल पता है.
बताना जरा.
अगर गलत बता दिया डिग्री पहाड़ में फेंक दूंगा. बताओ जी. लिमिटेड लायबिलिटी एग्जाम कौन सा था? लिमिटेड लायबिलिटी बार जी, बीए की एमएनएस में.
त्यागी, डिग्री फाड़ के फेंक दे. तुमने एडवांस लिया इनसे?
पूरे 20,000.
त्यागी, पैसे वापस दो. पैसे वापस दो, ऑफिस से बाहर.
पूरे 1800 खर्च हो गए.
त्यागी 20,000 वापस और मेरे ऑफिस से बाहर अभी।
मैडम
बाहर
कैंसिलेशन चार्ज
बाहर।
अभी उसी में कर रहा हूँ।
मैम पैसे वापस क्यों? कुछ तो हो सकता होगा, समथिंग, एनीथिंग।
मैम कोई तरीका तो होगा बच्चे को वापस लाने का।
I'm so sorry, Avni. We do not recognize the marital rights of same-sex couple in India. So, you are not even recognized as his parent.
मैम not my right as a partner, but what about my right as a parent? माँ तो मैं भी हूँ ना उसकी।
Avni, तुम उसकी माँ न्यूजीलैंड में हो, यहाँ इंडिया में नहीं। You're not his biological mother. I wish I could really help you, but the system does not allow me to. I'm sorry, Avni. We cannot do anything.
मैम कोई भी तरीका।
I'm sorry. There's nothing that can be done.
से जा तू भी से जा बाला है से जा तू भी से जा बाला है
घुघुती बसूती क्या खाती दूध भाती खेलूंगा कहाँ से थकोले कूदेगी ए जा नींदरा यूं वाली आँखों मासर चमकीला बेसमा तेरा सोना कागा
Justice Shri Barud Raj is presiding the case.
Petitioner,
Yes, Your Honor.
your opening arguments.
Much obliged, Your Honor. Your Honor, a mother's yearning is felt in the presence of a cherished child, even in the most devastated manner. I agree. I do. Most certainly, yes. माँ के प्यार का कोई रेप्लिका नहीं होता, Your Honor. माँ का प्यार होता है। और ये मिस्टर कार्तिक वरदराजन अपने ही बच्चे को अपने ही माँ के प्यार से अलग कर रहा है। अब्सर्ड है ये जनाब। कौन करता है ऐसा? उल्टी सीधी काम करते हैं ये और आरोप लगाते हैं मेरे क्लाइंट पर। जनाब ये आदमी अब्सर्ड है, टॉक्सिक है। छोड़े बच्चे हो क्या? समझ बहस किस शादी में नहीं होती मिस्टर कार्तिक? हर शादी में बहस होती है। छोटी सी बहस जो शायद एक छोटी सी मतलब पीसफुल कन्वर्सेशन से रिजॉल्व हो जाती है, उसी को खींच के यहाँ तक लेके आए मिस्टर कार्तिक। क्यों? क्योंकि मिस्टर कार्तिक को चाहिए ड्रामा। एक चिट्ठी रखा, एक सिम कार्ड रखा, बच्चा उठा के चल दिए। क्यों? म्यूजिक बजा दे आपके लिए।
हेलो वकील साहिबा, मुद्दे पर आइए। क्या चल रहा है?
जज साहब, आई एम जस्ट ट्राइंग टू एस्टैब्लिश द फैक्ट दैट ही इज जस्ट इंपल्सिव। और मुझे पता है रेस्पोंडेंट क्या बोलेगी। इंडिया इज नॉट ए सिग्नेटरी टू द हेग कन्वेंशन, तो आपके क्लाइंट ने जो किया होगा वो तो क्राइम हो ही नहीं सकती।
मिलॉर्ड, द पिटिशनर्स कांट जस्ट अज्यूम व्हाट द रिस्पोंडेंट्स आर गोइंग टू से। आप कोर्ट में पहली बार आए क्या? बैठे बैठे। माय लॉर्ड, इतना भी नहीं पता कि ओपनिंग स्टेटमेंट में ऑब्जेक्ट नहीं करते।
जॉनी साहब, बट ही हैज अ पॉइंट। ओपनिंग स्टेटमेंट शुडंट बी टर्न इनटू एन आर्गुमेंट, यू शुड नो दैट। आप सीनियर हैं।
नहीं, कंटिन्यू
करो शुरू।
Should we proceed?
You may proceed.
Much obliged, Your Honor. Your Honor, ये Mr. Karthik, he forbids his daughter to meet her own mom. अपने बच्चे को अपनी माँ की ओर भड़का रहा है। Basically everything a manipulative and a shrewd person would do. इसको देंगे बच्चा। Bequeathing the kid to him will just affect her adversely. On the other hand, my lord, मेरी client उनको अपने बच्चे को एक बेटर अपब्रिंगिंग प्रोवाइड कर सकते हैं। एंड हियर्स व्हाई, उसकी फाइनेंशियल कंडीशंस और मोरल स्टैंडर्ड्स दोनों इससे अच्छे हैं। My lord, we come before this court to seek justice for Miss Namrata and give Ruhi the childhood that she deserves. A childhood where she can grow up to be a woman ready for this world and filled with virtue and knowledge. That's all.
Nanji, respondent, your opening statements.
Much obliged, Your Honor. Your Honor, under the Indian law, parent is not an abductor. It is a natural guardian of the child. Petitioners हमें माँ का ममता का पाठ पढ़ा रहा है, ये कोई नाटक या फिल्म नहीं है। The question is quite simple. Who is a better parent for Ruhi Varadarajan? Is it my client, Mr. Karthik, or is it the self-centered Mrs. Namrata? Through our arguments, we would like to prove that the custody of Ruhi Varadarajan should be given to my client and not Mrs. Namrata. That will be all, Your Honor.
हाँ जी, जॉनी साहब, विटनेस लाया है कोई?
Your Honor, we'd like to call Mr. R.K. Bakshi.
Who is R.K. Bakshi?
R.K. Bakshi is the father of Miss Namrata Bakshi.
You may proceed.
राघवेंद्र कुमार बख्शी हाजिर हो।
गुड मॉर्निंग जज साहब। मैं जो भी कहूँगा सच कहूँगा, सच के सिवाय कुछ नहीं कहूँगा।
नमस्ते बख्शी जी। बख्शी जी, आपके आपकी बेटी मिस नम्रता के साथ कैसे रिलेशंस थे?
काफ़ी अच्छे रिलेशंस थे, जैसे हर बाप बेटी के होते हैं।
आपकी बेटी की मैरिड लाइफ इनिशियली कैसे चल रही थी बख्शी साहब?
अच्छी चल रही थी, काफ़ी समय देते थे एक दूसरे के लिए। कार्तिक और नम्रता बाहर घूमने जाते थे, खाना खाने एक साथ बाहर जाते थे। अच्छी चल रही थी, काफ़ी अच्छी चल रही थी।
आपकी पोती के साथ तो आपकी बात होती होगी नहीं अक्सर?
हाँ, अक्सर होती थी।
उसके अपनी माँ के बारे में क्या ओपिनियन है?
रूही नम्रता से बहुत प्यार करती है। वो हमेशा बताती थी कि इतना घर का सामान सब काम देखने के बावजूद भी वो इतना समय देती थी रूही को, उसके साथ खेलती थी, मॉल लेके जाती थी, काफी समय देती थी वो अपनी बेटी को।
Mr. Bakshi, have you ever encountered any situation where Mr. Karthik exhibited any sort of anger-filled behavior?
हाँ, एक बार जब मैं रूही के साथ वीडियो कॉल पे था तो मैंने कार्तिक को नम्रता के ऊपर चिल्लाते हुए सुना और रूही ने हड़बड़ाते हुए वीडियो कॉल काट दिया था।
Sorry, would you please repeat the line? इस बार जरा loudly.
रूही ने हड़बड़ाते हुए वीडियो कॉल काट दिया।
Point to be noted, my lord. रूही ने हड़बड़ा के फोन ही काट दिया। Why? Because she was embarrassed and she was scared. No fit parent, only an unfit. No fit parent would ever do that in the vicinity of their kid. Mr. Bakshi, आप करते क्या हैं?
स्टील मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट से हमारे।
मतलब बिजनेस एम्पायर है आपकी?
Yes.
Do you mind me asking आपकी कंपनी की टर्नओवर कितनी है?
बलराज, अराउंड 100 करोड़।
Right. आपके फैमिली में कौन कौन है?
मैं, मेरी वाइफ और बहुत सारे नौकर चाकर जो घर का देखभाल करते हैं।
मतलब मिस नम्रता इज द सोल हेयर ऑफ योर बिजनेस एम्पायर।
Yes.
The point I'm trying to establish here, my lord, is that बख्शी खानदान रूही को सिर्फ एक फाइनेंशियली स्टेबल फ्यूचर ही नहीं बल्कि एक होमली एंड एक वार्म एम्बियंस और एक एनवायरनमेंट भी प्रोवाइड कर सकती है, अनलाइक हिम। ये जो भोली शक्ल बना के बैठा के रखा है ना अपने क्लाइंट को, ही इज नथिंग लाइक दैट। बीनीथ दैट मास्क इज अ मैन फिल्ड विद एंगर फिल्ड एंड ट्रबलसम बिहेवियर। इसको देंगे बच्चा, इसकी भावनाएं नहीं है, गंगा पुत्र है, बह जाती है। वेलफेयर ऑफ द चाइल्ड इज ऑफ पैरामाउंट इंपॉर्टेंस, एम आई राइट? अगर यही है तो इसको क्यों देंगे कस्टडी? दैट्स ऑल, मिलॉर्ड।
परमिशन टू क्रॉस, योर ऑनर।
You may proceed.
मच ऑब्लाइज्ड। मिस्टर बख्शी, आपकी मिस्टर कार्तिक के साथ आखिरी बात कब हुई थी?
नम्रता के इंडिया के जस्ट पहले।
उससे पहले?
3-4 दिन पहले।
और किस बारे में बात हुई थी आपकी?
मैं बीमार था तो पूछ लेता था हालचाल।
क्या मिसेस नम्रता ने आपसे बात की थी?
हाँ,
मिस्टर कार्तिक से ज्यादा?
बात हो जाती थी।
मिस्टर कार्तिक से ज्यादा बात होती थी क्या? जब रूही आपके साथ बात करती थी तब अपने पापा के बारे में क्या कहती थी?
कहती थी कि जैसे ही ऑफिस से वापस आते थे तो खेल खेलते थे, कहानियां सुनाते थे, काफी समय देते थे, 2-4 घंटे दिन में।
आखिरी सवाल मिस्टर बख्शी, जब मिसेस नम्रता छोटी थी उसके साथ आप कितना टाइम स्पेंड करते थे?
ऑब्जेक्शन मिलॉर्ड, रेलेवेंस।
रेलेवेंस विल बी प्रूवन, योर ऑनर।
ओवररूल्ड। जल्दी करिए थोड़ा।
देता था समय, कोशिश करता था कि हर रोज समय दूं, एक आध दिन नहीं दे पाता था, काम में व्यस्त रहता था तो।
योर ऑनर, पॉइंट टू बी नोटेड, द पिटिशनर्स आर सिंपली ट्राइंग टू मिसरीड द फैक्ट्स। Your Honor, Mr. Karthik is a highly capable man. He is trying to spend time with his daughter, whereas Mrs. Namrata is not. They are simply trying to over-glorify the obscene amount of wealth Mr. Bakshi has. That will be all, Your Honor.
मिस्टर बख्शी, आप जा सकते हैं।
धन्यवाद जज साहब।
Yes, petitioner. Your next witness.
My lord, the petitioners would like to call Miss Namrata Bakshi.
You may proceed.
Watch out.
नम्रता वरदराजन, हाजिर हो।
Good morning.
Miss Namrata, I know this is a hard time for you. And I want to inform you that you have the court's deepest sympathies. We must move on, and for that you need to be strong.
एक माँ जिससे उसके बच्चे को छीन लिया गया वो स्ट्रॉन्ग कैसे हो सकती है?
I beg to differ, Miss Namrata. Only a mother can muster such strength. वो कहते हैं ना कि भगवान हर जगह नहीं हो सकते, इसलिए उन्होंने माँ को जन्म दिया. A mother is the strongest creature created by God.
Your Honor, are we within a mile of a question here?
Question is, why do you think Karthik did what he did?
Objection, Your Honor. Big
I will
question.
rephrase.
Sustain. मुद्दे पर आओ सर, मुद्दे पर। क्या कर रहे हो आप?
What were the events that led Karthik bring Ruhi to India without your consent? Please tell the court.
Jealousy, insecurity. Ruhi and I were spending more than usual time with each other. हम साथ में मॉल जाते थे, डेट करते थे, बहुत चीजें. And I guess उस वजह से Karthik was very jealous. By jealousy की वजह से he took her away from me.
What happened prior to the day Karthik brought Ruhi to India?
उस दिन रूही और मैं मॉल गए थे. ज्यादा देर के लिए नहीं, 2-3 घंटे के लिए. लेकिन when I came back, to my surprise, इतना overreaction मुझे मिला जैसे कोई टीवी सोप चल रहा हो.
My lord, this clearly proves that Mr. Karthik is nothing but a bully with a big bag of tricks. He is a controlling person who loves to control the lifestyle of his wife and his daughter. वो काम कितना करता था?
सुबह जाता था, शाम में आ जाता था.
9 to 5.
Yeah, pretty much.
आप खुश थी इससे?
बिल्कुल नहीं.
क्यों?
9 साल से एक प्रमोशन नहीं मिला था इसको. I mean, not just for me, but I wanted a better lifestyle for my daughter ना. So.
घर पे अक्सर लड़ाइयाँ होती थी?
हाँ.
वजह? इसी वजह से?
Yeah, he was very lazy and incapable. I motivated him to do better, but I don't know उसने किस तरीके से उस motivation को लिया.
My lord, is it wrong for any wife to motivate her own husband so that the welfare of the family in entirety increases? अगर वो काम करते तो सिर्फ उनका ही नहीं, रूही का भी भला होता, पर कार्तिक जी ये चाहते ही नहीं थे। आखिरी सवाल। 17 मार्च 2019 के दिन क्या हुआ, प्लीज कोर्ट को बताइए।
17 मार्च 2019, the day when my daughter saw the real side of her father. ज्यादा कुछ नहीं हुआ था, जैसे बच्चे नॉर्मली गिर जाते हैं। रूही fell down while playing with her toy. लेकिन instead of handling that situation, this man right here, उसने सारा ब्लेम मेरे ऊपर डाल दिया। एंड बात इतनी बढ़ा दी कि रिमोट उठा के नीचे फेंक दिया। वो तो थैंकफुली आई वाज नॉट स्टैंडिंग देयर, वरना क्या पता मेरे पे मार देता।
रिमोट तोड़ दिया?
बिल्कुल।
My lord, this clearly proves that Mr. Karthik is a temperamental person who is clearly prone to violence. वहाँ रिमोट था, कांच होते थे, कांच भी तोड़ देते, वो कांच रूही के पैर में लग जाता, नम्रता जी को लग जाता। इसके खिलाफ तो डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस का केस डालना चाहिए। That's all, my lord.
Permission to cross, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
Much obliged. Mrs. Namrata, रूही के यूनिक हेल्थ कंडीशन के बारे में कोर्ट को बताइए।
She has diabetes.
Elaborate, please, Mrs. Namrata.
Juvenile diabetes.
What kind of care she requires? Elaborate a little for the benefit of the court.
उसको थोड़ी एक्स्ट्रा केयर लगती थी। टाइम पे खाना देना पड़ता है। She has to work out a little less. Exertion थोड़ी कम होनी चाहिए।
Exertion कम होनी चाहिए, right, Mrs. Namrata? ये बताइए उस दिन आपकी नेबर की बेटी के साथ इशिता के साथ जब वो खेल रही थी, what happened that day?
वो भाग रही थी और मैं उसे और तेज भागने के लिए मोटिवेट कर रही थी।
But she is not supposed to exert herself.
To an extent, madam, to an extent.
But she is not supposed to exert herself, Mrs. Namrata. ये आप ही ने कहा था, but you were still trying to push her. Why?
I know her limits. मैं जानती हूँ।
Are you a doctor, Mrs. Namrata?
My lord.
रुक जाओ नम्रता जी, कोर्ट में हो आप।
आप उनको बोलिए सर।
अरे नम्रता।
My lord, sorry.
अलवा साहब के क्लाइंट की अगर आवाज दोबारा ऊंची हुई You may proceed.
आखिरी सवाल मिसेस नम्रता।
हाँ जी।
When you married my client, were you aware of his or lack thereof, the lack of ambitions that Mr. Karthik had? Were you aware before marriage?
We were both aware of each other's expectations and ambitions.
और फिर भी आपने इनके साथ शादी करी?
It was a mistake.
Your Honor, point to be noted, Mrs. Namrata is clearly a hypocrite. Who knew about Mr. Karthik's ambitions about his family life and his professional life before marriage. Moreover, she is clearly unfit to cater to the needs of Ruhi, a child with certain special needs. That will be all, Your Honor.
नम्रता जी आप जा सकते हैं। Respondent, your witnesses.
Your Honor, we would like to call Mr. Neelakanthan, the neighbor of petitioner and respondent.
You may proceed.
So starting with a very basic question, can you please tell the court what do you do in the States? I mean, what is your profession?
Sir, we just met yesterday. You already know what I do.
Sir, you need to tell it under the oath, please.
I'm a professional motivator.
And how do you know my client?
He's my neighbor and also one of my disciples. He comes to me for tips and I give him.
So he used to share his personal information with you?
Yes.
That's nice. Sir, at any point did you think that there was a problem between Mrs. Namrata and Mr. Karthik?
Yes.
And do you think Mr. Karthik was taking enough efforts to solve these marital problems?
Yeah, I mean, he was taking more than enough efforts. He listened to my tips, he bought flowers for his wife, he bought balloons for his kids. I mean, what kind of husband does that? Do you do that?
Sir, I'm unmarried.
Why? You need 3 tips?
मैडम, आप मैरिड हो?
I'll give you 3 tips to stay away from me.
विटनेस साहब, तो शादी.com चल रही है। जितना पूछा जाए जवाब दीजिए।
हाँ जी। Sir, do you think Mrs. Namrata was taking the same amount of efforts as Mr. Karthik?
No, because for Namrata ji, it's Karthik, Ruhi, phone, nails.
Point to be noted, my lord. जैसा कि पिटिशनर्स ने कहा कि शादी में छोटी-मोटी बहस तो होती ही रहती है। एक तरफ मेरे क्लाइंट मिस्टर कार्तिक है जो कि उनकी मैरिटल प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करने के बारे में सोच रहे हैं और दूसरी ओर मिसेस नम्रता है जिन्हें इस बात से फर्क ही नहीं पड़ रहा कि इस आर्ग्यूमेंट से रूही की मेंटल हेल्थ पे क्या फर्क पड़ता है। उन्हें प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करनी ही नहीं है। Thus, for the benefit of Ruhi and her welfare, her custody should be given to Mr. Karthik. That's all, Your Honor.
Close, my lord.
You may proceed.
तो मिस्टर मंगलसूत्र मंगलसीरी नीलकंठन हैं? मंगलसीरी नीलकंठन अगेन डोंट स्माइल प्लीज मंगलसीरी नीलकंठन आई विल कॉल यू एमएनसी फाइन you are Mangalasiri. No. You are professional motivator. Oh. What do you do? I influence people. Wait, what? I influence people to, uplift
Objection, Your Honor. Asked and answered.
Do you advertise products? No, I just give them tips on how to live a better life. Got it. How many followers do you have? Where? Social media platforms? Everything combined? In entirety. 148. क्या बात कर रहा है? I know.
Objection, Your Honor. Relevance.
Sustain. क्या relevance है, sir?
My lord, I just googled on my phone how many followers you need to be given the title of an influencer, and it says to be even called a micro influencer, you need at least 1,000 followers. This person has 100. My lord, the witness is speculating. He is a delusional person. जो बंदा अपने लाइफस्टाइल के बारे में इतना एग्जैजरेट कर सकता है, क्या भरोसा है वो कोर्ट में आके एग्जैजरेट नहीं करेगा? Do you know Miss Namrata personally? Defined personally. Are you her friend? No, but I tried to. How many times have you interacted with her? Not enough. 3-4 times? 4. 3. 4. Okay, 4. Okay, 3. If you have interacted with her only 3 times, on what grounds can you testify what was happening in her personal life? 2 grounds. 1, Karthik told me. 2, my daughter told me. Karthik told you and my daughter told me. My lord, this is nothing but case evidence. He is basically reiterating what Mr. Karthik wants this court to hear. This testimony we can elicit from Mr. Karthik himself. There's no need for this witness. My last question to you. Do you know Miss Namrata's housewife? Yes. Do you know what she used to do inside her house? Sir, it would be creepy if I knew that. Indeed. She used to cook food. She used to do all the dishes. She used to take care of Ruhi inside the house. And यहाँ पर हम सुन रहे हैं कि Miss Namrata जी उतने efforts नहीं लेती थी. My lord, this is not a credible witness and the court should not administer his testimony. और हाँ, क्या वकील हो भाई तुम दोनों? इस जोकर के अलावा तुम्हें मिला नहीं लाने को? Excuse me? Huh? Did you just call me a joker? Huh? Did you just call me a joker, sir? No. What's your name, sir? You don't know me? Do you know me? Johnny Balraj. Gaddar. Balraj. Gaddar. Johnny Balraj. Johnny Gaddar. Nice movie. I haven't watched it though. Tell me, Mr. Gaddar, are you happy? What? Are you happy? You may go. Cause I see, no, I may not. Cause I see pain in your eyes. I give you 3 tips. My lord. Give you 3. My lord. Our lord.
Listen, influencer साहब, वो गार्डन है आपका ये। वो 34 केस है आज, किसी की लुगाई भागी, किसी का सासुओं को झगड़ा, तुम्हारी कवाली सुनने आया हूं मैं। जब तक बोला ना हिलना नहीं वहां से। मंजू जी चाय लेकर आओ इनके लिए। हाँ जॉनी का दर्द साहब, जॉनी का।
That's all, my lord.
Witness, you may leave.
Can I? Because you just told me not to.
Leave.
Fine. Permission to call our prime witness, Mr. Karthik.
You may proceed.
कार्तिक वरदराजन हाजिर हो।
So, what is your professional qualification?
Sir, I'm a software engineer, and I graduated from NIT Warangal, and I'm also a gold medalist.
A gold medalist. Sir, were you offered any jobs before you took the one that you were currently doing?
Yes, I received several opportunities.
And you did not take those? Why?
No, because they had a lot of working time, and I knew I wouldn't be able to spend time with my family.
Okay. Sir, can you please throw light upon Ruhi's health condition?
It's unfortunate, but my daughter Ruhi is suffering from type 1 diabetes, also known as juvenile diabetes, which is something too heavy for a 9-year-old.
तो मतलब काफी ध्यान रखना पड़ता होगा, नहीं?
Yes.
Can you please be specific about her medicines because Mrs. Namrata शायद जानती नहीं है इसके बारे में.
Yeah, that's the style of a motherhood. But my daughter needs Aspart, medical name, 2 doses, 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening, followed by her strict diet.
Oh. Point to be noted, my lord. मेरे क्लाइंट एक जिम्मेदार और केयरिंग फादर है, ना कि एक नॉन केयरिंग और नॉन अर्निंग हस्बैंड। मेरे क्लाइंट अपनी अर्निंग से रूही के मेडिकेशन, एजुकेशन और फ्यूचर का ध्यान रख रहे थे और उसके साथ टाइम स्पेंड करके उसकी खुशी और मेंटल हेल्थ का भी। उन्हें मटेरियलिस्टिक चीजों से ज्यादा उसकी मेंटल हेल्थ की चिंता थी और एक बच्ची की खुशी से ज्यादा इस कोर्ट को और क्या चाहिए? That's all, your Lord.
Permission to cross, my lord.
You may proceed.
Mr. Karthik, do you know what is this?
It's a piece of paper.
You know what this piece of paper contains?
No.
My lord, this is an order signed by a US circuit judge based in Detroit, Michigan. It deems the action of this person as illegal and unlawful, and it states that Mr. Karthik had no right to bring Ruhi to India
Objection,
without
Your
her
Honor,
mother's
that is
consent.
not relevant here.
I know that.
Relevance क्या है सर?
सर कोई relevance नहीं है. मुझे बस इस आदमी को ये बताना था कि he is not welcome back in the States. He is already in violation with US law. अगर US जाओगे तो जेल जाओगे. बस सिंपल सी बात है सर. What do you do, Mr. Karthik?
I'm a software engineer.
Where do you work?
I worked in Detroit.
In India?
I'm currently freelancing.
So you're unemployed? Okay.
No, I'm freelancing.
Do you have a job?
What do you mean?
You don't have a 9 to 5 like you had in the States, right?
No, I don't have a 9 to 5 job.
Do you get paid?
Yes.
Mr. Karthik, are you telling me that the job somebody is paying you to do is that you don't have a job? Do you have any intention of going back to the States?
No, I don't.
Of course you don't, unless you like county food. Do you want to reconcile with Miss Namrata?
No, I don't want to reconcile.
Did you have the same mindset the day you were leaving with Ruhi?
Yes.
If that is the case, I have one last question for you. If you were so clear that you will not live with Miss Namrata anymore, if you were absolutely clear, crystal clear, then why did you file for divorce? In the States. Why didn't you file for separation? I'll notify the court that any Indian NRI has equivalent rights to any US citizen when it comes to matters of divorce, separation, and child custody. Why did you take the easy way out? Why didn't you go through the legal formalities? Why is this custody not being held in the States? Why are we here?
Objection, Your Honor. He's actually the witness.
I'll tell you why. You knew India isn't a signatory to the Hague Convention. You knew India doesn't have any domestic law criminalizing interparental child abduction. And you wanted to exploit this very loophole.
मेरे क्लाइंट रूही को इस ट्रॉमेटाइजिंग मां से बचाना चाहते थे।
अगर ऐसी बात भी है,
बैठ जाओ वकील साहब, बैठ जाओ, मौका मिल गया ना।
अगर ऐसी बात भी है, तो वो ड्रामा का क्या जो रूही सह रही है? रूही अपना घर, अपना स्कूल, अपना बचपन छोड़ के आ गई है, हमेशा के लिए अचानक से। Something of this sort will not traumatize a child for life. ड्रामा की बात करता है। और हाँ, अपनी मां के बिना, don't forget that.
Permission to re-examine the witness, Your Honor.
Objection, my lord, for what? He's not answered any of my questions.
Evidence Act में बैकलॉग आया था क्या आपका?
क्या क्या आपने? My lord, उनके मौके को मौका दिया गया है. This is nothing but a strategy to disturb the case of the
That is the
petitioners.
discretion of the judge, Balraj Sahab.
I'm allowing it.
My lord?
Much obliged, Your Honor.
My lord, this
Sorry, sir, I'm allowing it ना.
Sir, there is no need for.
मैं कर रहा हूँ. बैठ जाओ, पानी पियो.
Much obliged, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
मिस्टर कार्तिक, 17 मार्च 2019 को आपके घर में क्या हुआ था? कोर्ट को बताइए।
It was a day where I lost control over my emotions and I unknowingly removed it out by throwing away my remote.
Are you saying you have trouble managing your anger?
No, no, ma'am.
Then
No.
why did this happen from you, Mr. Karthik? कोर्ट को बताइए।
Ma'am, I'm a father. I have a very beautiful daughter, and all that I wanted was a happy family. But I assume it wasn't the same for my wife. And that particular day, I was out for some work, and when I got back, I saw my daughter injured on the floor. My father, sir. ஒரு அப்பாவா நான் என்ன பண்ணணும்னு நினைக்கிறீங்க? I saw my daughter on the floor and she was hurt. For a father, it's not about how big or small, sir. When his daughter is hurt, it's pain. It is brutal pain and it's a father's pain. And when I saw her, the first thing my daughter told me was she did reach out to her mother for help, but apparently my wife had priorities over my daughter. So my daughter was hurt, and when I went to talk about the same to Mrs. Namrata Vardarajan, or sorry, I must say Bakshi Vardarajan, she turned me down and she started pinning me down. She started saying I was the one who was at fault. It is all because of me. Sir, she's a mother, but I don't see any motherhood in her. We were all raised by a mother, and we all have mothers here. So beautiful, sir. Motherhood is an emotion. How many of us? There are so many out there who don't get to experience it, but my daughter, it's unfortunate she has a mother, but she never experienced motherhood. And when I saw that, I'm sorry, sir, but I lost it. It wasn't anger, I must say, Your Honor. It wasn't anger, it was just a father's emotion when his daughter was extremely hurt. And there was nothing behind that.
Thank you, Mr. Karthik. Your Honor, this came from a place of concern. That will be all, Your Honor.
Mr. Karthik, you may leave.
Your Honor, we would next like to bring Ruhi, the child witness.
Child witness. The further proceeding will happen in camera. क्या नाम है बेटा आपका?
रूही वरदराजन।
आपका फेवरेट कलर क्या है?
पिंक।
आपकी हॉबीज हैं कुछ?
कलरिंग।
वो जो आंटी वहाँ बैठी हैं और अंकल यहाँ पे, ये भी आपसे कुछ ऐसे ही सवाल पूछे। आपको डरना नहीं, जैसे ब्रेवली आपने मुझे जवाब दिया वैसे ही आपको इनको दें। आपको झूठ नहीं बोलना, पता है ना झूठ बोलते हो तो क्या होता है। अब आ खड़े हो जाइए।
Permission to proceed, Your Honor.
ये प्रोसीड।
Much obliged. बेटा, घर पे आप किसके साथ ज्यादा टाइम स्पेंड करते हैं?
ऑब्जेक्शन माय लॉर्ड, कोई देशमुख जी को बता दे कि कार्तिक जी रूही को यहाँ पर भगा के ले गए तो मेरी क्लाइंट कैसे उनके साथ टाइम स्पेंड करेंगे?
ओवर रूल्ड सर, थोड़ा तो बोलने दो उनको।
I will rephrase, Your Honor. जब आप यूएस में थी तब ज्यादा टाइम किसके साथ स्पेंड करते थे, मम्मा या पापा?
पूरे दिन तो मम्मा घर पे रहती थी, पर जब शाम को पापा आते थे तो वो स्टोरी सुनाते थे और हम एक साथ खाते थे, तो तब बहुत मजा आता था।
पापा के साथ ज्यादा मजा आता था?
हाँ।
अच्छा, आपका पैर ठीक हो गया बेटा?
हाँ, यहाँ पे लगी थी।
कैसे लगी?
वो मैं गिर गई थी। हाँ।
अच्छा, घर पे आप अकेली थी?
नहीं, मम्मा उधर ही थी।
तो आपने उनसे हेल्प नहीं मांगी?
मांगी थी पर वो बिजी थी।
अच्छा, क्या कर रही थी वो?
वो नेल्स पेंट कर रही थी।
अब आपका पैर ठीक हो गया?
हाँ, पापा रोज रात को पहले दवाई लगाते थे।
व्हाट अ ब्रेव गर्ल। एक आखिरी सवाल आपसे, अब आप मम्मा के साथ रहना चाहते हैं या पापा के साथ?
प्लीज द कोर्ट, क्या बच्चों पर इतना दबाव डालना जरूरी है? ये क्या सवाल है? वो बच्ची है।
सवाल है, पूछने दीजिए गद्दार साहब, बैठ जाइए।
बेटा डरो मत, आप किसके साथ रहना चाहते हैं, मम्मा या पापा?
डरा दी बच्ची आपने, कर लो प्रोसीडिंग जी। अब है अरे थोड़ा तो पेशेंस रखो ना, वैसे बच्चे आते नहीं कोर्ट में हमारे। ऐसा है हमें, हमारे मन नहीं करता आने का, पर लेकिन चलो बैठो, आप भी बैठो वकील साहब, हो गया। किसके साथ रहना है बेटा?
मुझे
थोड़ा ज्यादा लंबा हो गया है। Petitioner, your closing statement.
My lord, India is not a signatory to the Hague Convention, which is just another way of saying that India doesn't have any domestic law criminalizing interparental abductions. And we have this father, a liar who thinks he can operate under the color of the law. But unlike him, I have one simple belief, this court has one simple belief, that the law is the only thing capable of making people equal. Now you may think my client is a spoiled brat, and she very well may be in your eyes. But in the eyes of the state, her rights matter. And you have no authority, none, to separate a mother from her daughter. My lord, allow me to share some statistics. There are 32 million Indian NRIs working outside India. Indians constitute the world's largest external working diaspora. मैं ये सब इसलिए कह रहा हूं क्योंकि अगर रिस्पोंडेंट्स के नैरेटिव से चले तो ये जो भी लोग हैं जो इंडिया के बाहर काम कर रहे हैं, इनके परिवारों में आपस की भी थोड़ी सी भी भसड़ हो जाए, डिफरेंसेस, ये सब तो अपने बच्चे भगाकर इंडिया आने लगेंगे। क्या यही चाहते हैं ये? एंड शुड दिस बी द प्रेसिडेंट सेट बाय दिस कोर्ट? क्योंकि माय लॉर्ड, अगर ऐसा हुआ, इट विल नॉट ओनली बी रॉन्ग बट फेटली शॉर्ट साइटेड एंड सुसाइडल। ये केसेस इतने बढ़ने लगेंगे कि सारे कोर्ट्स का गला घोट देंगे। कार्तिक जी अचानक से एक दिन अपना करियर, नौकरी सब छोड़ छाड़ के इंडिया आ गए, 2 सिम कार्ड के साथ। कोई सेंस है इस बात की? माय लॉर्ड, ये केस है रूही के वेलफेयर के ऊपर। हु कैन प्रोवाइड मोर फॉर रूही? और यहां पर है एक बेरोजगार कंगाल आदमी, और यहां पर एक बिजनेस एम्पायर के इकलौती वारिस। And on second thoughts, my lord, I would like to see that man in jail. The petitioner's rest.
Respondent, your closings.
Much obliged, Your Honor. Your Honor, बात बिल्कुल सरल है. Where do Ruhi's best interests lie? Petitioners rely entirely too much upon the fact that Mr. Bakshi is a very wealthy man, and they constantly try to downplay the financial status of Mr. Karthik. He is extremely capable of giving her all the necessities and moreover all the attention, all the care and all the love that a child like Ruhi deserves. Your Honor, the wealth or just money is not the only thing बात है परवरिश की. Mr. Karthik is a highly capable man. उनके पास बहुत job offers हैं, but he chooses to prioritize his daughter over his work. He is trying to give her the childhood that he himself did not have, and if this does not indicate that he is a fit parent, unlike Mrs. Namrata, who is ignorant towards her need, then I do not know what is. India is not a signatory to the Hague Convention precisely for the reason that when at times one parent deprives another parent the access to the child, it is because the said parent is unfit for the welfare of the child. And for the same reason, Your Honor, the respondents would like to pray that the custody of Ruhi should be given to Mr. Karthik. The respondents rest their case, Your Honor.
After going through all the arguments and the witnesses that has been presented, this court comes to a decision that there wasn't any kind of abduction that happened. Though we don't appreciate the behavior of Mr. Karthik towards his wife, but in this case all what matters was the intention of the father. एक पिता का दिल बहुत कमजोर पड़ जाता है, it gets weak when he sees that his daughter is not getting what she deserves. Same happens in this case as well. This court comes to a judgment that there wasn't any kind of abduction that happened from the side of the father. Him taking the child away was just with the sheer intention of a better future for his daughter. And the court will look for the further visitation rights to the wife. आप इसके आगे हाई कोर्ट जाएं, सुप्रीम कोर्ट जाएं, मेरा डिसीजन. The court is adjourned.
शांत हो जा बेटा.
वो मेरे बेटे को लेके जा रहे हैं, दिख रहा है तुम्हें? एक सेकंड, आपने इसको पैसे दिए? इसको? वो मेरे बेटे को लेके कुछ करो यार, तुम्हारा फोन में क्या? तुम क्या कर रहे हो यहाँ पे?
अरे हम जाएंगे, हाई कोर्ट जाएंगे.
तुम्हें लेके जाऊंगी. Bloody well, you have practice.
सेजा तू सेजा तू भी सेजा सुनो भी क्या खावी दूध भाती
लीजा बलाते सुनों के पाख्युमा सर सुनों के पाख्युमा सर राजा रानी का दिसमा चम चमकीला विस्मा तेरा सोना का गला झिलमिल मोतियों की माला है से जा तू भी से जा बाला है
धीरे कहाँ चला गया वो सब मुझे पता भी नहीं है. Confrontation, acceptance, detachment, home, family, love, so much love, togetherness, miscommunication, circumstances, distance, loss, achievement born out of that loss, desperation, instinct, and since then it's just been a void, utter hopelessness, helplessness. Megha and Kanu ने मुझे घर दिया था. That was the only place where I could breathe in. I'm looking for a place where I can go now, but feels like I'm just nowhere. Not in this society, not in this legal system, not even with Megha and Kanu. पापा मुझे लोरी सुनाते थे. He loved me both as a father and a mother. And he used to say, all people are born mad. Some people stay that way. I feel like I'm one of them. पागल हो गई हूँ पर समझ नहीं आ रहा है. Why don't I have a place? Why don't I have a right to be Kanu's mom? Why am I being denied that right constantly after 9 years? समझ ही नहीं आ रहा. There are two ways to be fooled. One is to believe that is something that's untrue. The other is to refuse to believe what is true. शायद कनु को वापस पाने का मेरा पागलपन कुछ ऐसा ही है. Can I help it? We were like a normal family, like any other family. Any loving family, any loving छोटी सी गड़बड़ and everyone is ready to tell you how not normal you are. कहीं जा ही नहीं सकते यार कुछ. How does this system expect me to forget the first time I saw Kanu in the hospital? The first time I held him in my arms. वो एहसास को अपने आप से कैसे अलग करूं? बहुत आसानी से बोल दिया. You're not the biological mother. अभी बहुत टाइम था कनु के साथ. होना चाहिए था. कुछ बातें, कुछ और बास्केटबॉल मैचेस. उसे लोरी सुना के अपनी गोद में एक बार और सुलाना चाहती हूँ. कब कैसे I don't know. At this point it's just constant that repetitive cycle of just struggle. Starting में बोला you're not normal, I rebel. अब वापस same I am rebelling. कब तक? It's like that's the only point of my life. And because everyone's been saying it's wrong, ये नहीं है, it's I'm questioning whether I deserve what I want to fight for. The meaning of life is just रुक गया है. It's just this one void.
I want you to understand, we're not alone in this. We all are here for you.
Yeah, exactly.
If you need any help. If this is tough, you are tougher. Hope can never be taken away. And do you mind if I write an article on you? Article? Yeah, your story.
How is it going to help anything or anyone?
To be honest, I don't know. But I want to write an article on you.
I'd be honored.
And we all are here for you. If you need
We hear you and
In the eyes of the law,
Court justice is justice. Seeking custody of a child following the breakdown of a marriage is a complex process, but it becomes considerably difficult when one of the parents lacks the legal right to battle for custody of the child in the nation where the child was abducted. This article chronicles the life of Avni Negi, a 32-year-old lesbian woman who, despite being raised in an orthodox heterosexual patriarchal family, refused to conform to conventional norms and fought for her rights. After going through all the backlash, she and her 30-year-old spouse, Megha Joshi, were to relocate to New Zealand with their 9-year-old son, Kanu. Megha Joshi chose to be the biological mother, and Avni chose to be the non-biological mother. Family and love was cultivated in their garden, but over time, the relationship withered and uprooted the trust and hope, leading Megha to abduct the child and take him to India without the consent of Avni Negi. Avni Negi's case has become even more concerning because, first, India does not explicitly recognize same-sex marriages, making it difficult for both the mothers to legally fight for the custody of the child. Second, because India is not a signatory to the Hague Convention, it does not recognize a proper procedure for dealing with the current case. In the eyes of the law, court justice
Hello. Hello. Avni? Yes. Avni Negi? Yes. Hi Avni. This is Akshara Nandi speaking. I'm a Supreme Court advocate and I came across your story in an article. I must tell you I'm deeply touched. I'm willing to file a case on your behalf in the Supreme Court. My case can be filed? Yes, under Article 136 of the Constitution. We can file a special leave petition. When can I meet with you, ma'am? Tomorrow 9:30 a.m. at my office. I'll be there. Thank you so much.
से जा तू भी से जा से जा तू भी से जा
घुघुती बसूती क्या खाती दूध भाती फेरूंगा कहाँ से थकोली उधेरी मेरी जा नींदेरा क्यों बारी क्यों आसर ले जा स्वीणा की क्यों स्वीणा की राजा राणों का देश चमकीला भेष तेरा सोना का गाना झिलमिल मोती की माला से जा तू भी से जा से जा तू भी से जा से जा तू भी से जा घुघुती बसूती
Society and others versus Union of India. Your Lordships, I stand here today on the behalf of Miss Avni Negi, a mother who has been deprived access to her child by her spouse, Miss Megha. They were settled in the state of New Zealand peacefully until Miss Megha abruptly decided to leave my client and come to India with their 9-year-old son. The pain of being separated from your child, known by all, yet understood by none. Interparental abduction, Your Lordships, has always been a sensitive issue, yet has not been spoken about as much simply because of the ignorance that has existed towards this topic. However, the increasing number of cases have made its importance gain ground, and that is exactly what makes this case so relevant today. The issue is, Your Lordships, that lack of criminalization of interparental abduction leaves a huge lacuna in the legal system as it places the onus and discretion of deciding whether a parent should have access to their own child completely at the discretion of the judge in every case. It is an undeniable fact, Your Lordship, that parents have a huge role to play in their child's socio, cultural, physical and mental development. And that is exactly what makes it so essential that a child gets their love from both the parents. This honorable court itself held in the case of Rosie Jacobs versus Jacob A. Chakramalan, wherein it stated that it is highly desirable that a child get their due share of care and affection from both the parents in a normal parenting home. However, in a case of interparental child abduction, nothing really ever remains normal for the child. It is due to lack of this legislation, Your Lordship, that India has become a hub for interparental child abduction.
Counsel, you have constantly highlighted the negative impacts of not signing the Hague Convention, but what are the reasons of India not signing the Hague Convention? Can you please elaborate?
India's resistance to signing the Hague Convention on civil aspects of international child abduction stems from the fact that it is usually the mothers that escape their abusive partners to seek shelter in the country. While I completely recognize the same, the case remains, Your Lordship, that it is not always abuse that has to be escaped. Not all parents that undergo these issues have to abduct their children in this manner. There are people who do it out of spite, like the present scenario wherein Miss Megha deserted my client out of simple spite and nothing else. In such a scenario, the existing legal provisions fail to suffice the circumstances, Your Lordship, and that is why this council pleads to the Honourable Court to issue a guidance that can accommodate such cases, make sure what's in best interest of the child, as this very court believes, as stated in the case of Vasudha Sethi versus V.K. Bhaskar, that the child's welfare is to be the sole criteria for determining whether a child's custody should go to which parent and matters regarding repatriation to the native country. And this ruling goes in complete consonance with the Hague Convention. Therefore, the Council pleads, Your Lordship, to issue a guidance and make sure that a child's best interest is served. The Council rests its case.
Permission to proceed. Honorable Court, we've heard the considerations put forth by the petitioners in this case. However, this case is simply non-maintainable under Article 136 of our Constitution, which is not mere statutory, but extraordinary and expansive, which is to say that it can only be invoked when there is a substantial question of law or miscarriage of justice. In the present case, neither is the scenario. Further, Your Lordships, it is contended that the binding obligation of any treaty or convention arises from a very simple fact, which is whether the state has ratified the same or not. And to put it on record, India has yet not signed the Hague Convention on civil aspects of interparental abduction, on which my opposing counsel rests her entire case. And we very well have our reasons for saying. Our first contention stems from the fact that it blatantly stigmatizes the parents as abductors, some sort of criminals. which completely misrepresents the situation in which a parent, typically a mother, might leave the member country with their children after separation or divorce or domestic violence or abuse from their partners. These situations cannot be ignored. In fact, the Law Commission report number 263 stated that the parents often move out of member countries out of overwhelming love for the children, and not really to hurt them. And at this point, we think of children like Kanu and many others who deserve every bit of a brighter future, families' love and social protection. Yet they're put up in foreign lands and strange environments. Which brings me to my second contention with this very convention, which is the neglection of child's welfare, which is a principal determinant in all custodial battles. In fact, the Honorable Supreme Court in the case of Nitya Anand Raghavan versus State of NCT Delhi had held that the principal determinant in all custodial battles should and is child's welfare, irrespective of any other factor such as comity, intimate connect, or for that matter, jurisdiction of foreign courts. In fact, the Indian laws upheld the same. Section 17 of the Guardians and the Wards Act 1890, Section 6 of the Hindu Minority and Guardianship Act, which upheld the father as the natural guardian before the age of majority. Yet, that cannot supersede the fact that the principal determinant still is child's welfare. Thus, the Council pleads that this petition is simply dismissed for the lack of question and maintainability. The Council rests her case.
Council, you mentioned that this convention goes against the policy of child welfare. On what basis do you place this argument?
Sure, Your Lordship. Our contention arises from Article 8 of this very convention, which gives any person, organization or institution the right to claim a child in the member country when there is a domestic tussle, which deprives the child of family's love and blatantly goes against the principles of child welfare. That's all.
The court has taken the submissions into consideration. Judgment on next date. Adjourned. This court has heard the arguments from both sides at great length. In a legal dispute involving parents on either side against each other, it is most unfortunate that the children are the worst affected victims. In cases such as the present, children are exposed to bitter fights, often witnessing things that no child should ever have to witness, all of which leave a lasting impact on their emotional and physical behaviors. Parents are the first sources of interaction with the world for every child. And when children are caught in the crossfire of marital breakdown, it affects their very perception of the world. It forces them to view the world and themselves through the tainted lens of insecurity and distrust. When you think of home, you think of safety, you think of love, you think of warmth, compassion, but most importantly, you think of the preservation of innocence. But when children come home to conflict, they grow up learning only how to survive and always end up forgetting how to live. The case before us is that of interparental abductions, which deserves our immediate attention in order to ensure that the best interests of the child remain protected. All parents have the natural right of access to their children. But when this right of access is denied by the choice and nothing but the choice of one parent, it deprives the child of much needed parental care and contact. which, if present, would undoubtedly have a positive and enriching impact on the child's character, its behavior, and cognitive skills. An interesting point was raised before us during the arguments regarding conditions under which interparental child abductions may be justified. It is very well possible that the best interest and welfare of the child would only be protected if one of the parents does not have access to the child. It is true, as was mentioned, that our country has been plagued by atrocities and abuse against women and mothers, which also put the children at risk. However, while this possibility exists, it cannot be presumed that all cases of interparental child abductions are rooted in abuse. It is also important to mention at this juncture that though there is no binding international obligation, nor prevailing domestic law, this court will and must dispense justice in cases where the society's morality and conscience are shaken to their very core. And with this, we pass the following order. We recommend that the central government pass guidelines on the subject of interparental child abduction, especially detailing circumstances under which they may be justified, and provide safeguards for the same. We further recommend that the Government of India may consider signing the Hague Convention on Civil Aspects of International Child Abduction 1983. The petition is allowed. Court adjourned.
राजा रानियों का देश माँ चम चमकीला भेस माँ तेरा सोना का गला माँ झिलमिल मोतियों की माला है सेजा सेजा
I would request the casting crew to please take a bow.
से से जा तू भी से जा.
Mr. Sachin Malvi, the director for Khel Khilona, is a respected theatre director and a screenwriter and has over 10 years of experience in writing and directing plays in various organizations throughout India, such as IIT Kanpur, IIT Ropar, Wardha University, HPF Films, Rangashila Theatre in Mumbai, and of course, SLS Pune. Sir, please concluding remarks.
थैंक यू सो मच. बाहर थिएटर करने का और यहाँ थिएटर करने का अलग ही एक्सपीरियंस है. यहाँ पे विजन ही मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है ये थिएटर करने का. मतलब मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है जब भी मैं आता हूँ और इतने अलग अलग तरह की स्टोरीज मैं लेकर के जाता हूँ. मैं यहाँ कुछ सिखाने नहीं सीखने आता हूँ. थैंक यू सो मच. थैंक यू सो मच.
Ms. Savni Chote is the co-head of the Cultural Committee for Symbhav 2022 and the head of Law Theatre 2022. It is under her guidance that the cast and crew has been working tirelessly for over a month to put this production up. So please, Savni Di, ahead with the vote of thanks.
Good evening, one and all. I would just like to introduce to you all my incredible team, starting from the left, Aprajita Prabhu, Shri Lakshmi Shankar, Srijan Sahu, Bharati, guys, thoda aage aa jao. Srashti, Harshini, the incredible musician whose keyboard you heard, Mahek Banka, Akanksha, that's Ishita, Manasi, Koshda, Shreyansh Prakash, Pravisha, Tanisha Tyagi, Shubhit Gaur, Vibhuti, Yashasvi, Akshay Suresh, Rhythm, Nanda, Ayush Agarwal, Sia, Likhit, Ishmeet, Devansh, that's Sneha, Shashank, the beloved Kanu Kanishk, that's Paushali, Imad, Mridul, Nirbhay, Varsha, Ishika, Rahul, Spondan, Meher, Adiraj, who under Harshini's guidance was actually playing the keyboard and also acting, Kashish, Rujita, Pradyum, Ayushman, Varshini, Shaurya, Jai. And also our incredible writers, I would like to mention, Niharika Sahai was a part of the script team. And obviously the guidance of our seniors, Anmol Kaur Bawa, Aprajita Prabhu, Devesh Kapoor and Pratyush. Also on the music team was Shri Shruti. And with that, we finally conclude Law Theatre. And with that, I would like to give a very humble vote of thanks for everybody who made this possible. First and foremost, I must thank Dr. Shashikala Gurpur, without whose unwavering support, coming back and doing an offline Law Theatre would not have been possible. I would like to thank our faculties in charge, Dr. Aprajita Mohanty, Professor Kshitij Naikade, Professor Lasya, Professor Richard Vivedi, Professor Sangramjit Savhan, and they were our support system throughout, and also Dr. Dhanajay Zadhav. I'd like to thank the convener, Angira Bhattacharya, and the co-conveners, Adarsh Joshi, Asham Sharma, Ashish Dalal, and Ujjwal Anand. I would also like to thank Dr. Milind Hartalkar and Dr. Shubhada Pednekar. They came and critiqued our play and gave us really valuable suggestions. Lastly, I would also like to thank the sister committees who really helped us out throughout this 1 month whole journey, especially budget, Proco and resource, administrative committee, PRM and website, technical committee, hospitality and transport, and the creative committee. We are truly indebted to you guys. And lastly, our audience. Thank you so much.
पर्दे डलेंगे ना